All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get started here in a few minutes, continuing our KCCL 19th Century Deadball Tournament. So tonight we will see the 1904 New York Giants and the 1908 Cleveland Naps. The 1904 Giants with a one-game-to-nothing lead in this best of three in round one. Last night we saw the 1919 Cincinnati Reds um, take round one from the 1914 Boston Braves. The Braves trying to mount a comeback, but coming up just a bit too short. So Cincinnati of 1919 advances to round two and will be facing the 1907 Chicago Cubs. The winner of the New York Cleveland series will go on to face the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates. Um, the next time after this one, we'll see the 1894 Baltimore Orioles against the 1907 Tigers, and the Orioles leading that series 1-0. And then finally, remaining in round one, the 1911 Philadelphia A's and the 1912 Boston Red Sox tied at one game apiece. So we're going to just go ahead and get started here. But as I go, I'm going to be addressing something in the channel and may have to exercise a power that I don't want to do, but I just might do it. And we'll talk about that. But anyhow, let's get into it here. New York and Cleveland. Cleveland, the home team tonight. Here we go. Just switch up our sound here a bit. All right, everything looking pretty good here. All right, let's look at the rotation here. Well, actually, we're just going to go ahead and do it that way. All right. Hey, pretty good day, Big Clue, but good to see you, my friend. Going to be addressing something during this game. It's something that I was hoping I wouldn't have to do, but going to have to do it, I think. Going to have to put the kibosh in some stuff here. And I think we do not have a ballpark pick for Cleveland, unfortunately. So here we go. It's being weird again with this. So we're going to hit OK, and we're going to actually end the game. All right, so thought we fixed this problem before, but apparently we did not. So League Park Cleve-I. Yep, there it is. Boom. Yes. Oh, I'm nipping it, and I'm gonna nip it in public now. I tried to be nice about it, but gonna have to nip it in public. I'm getting tired of the little snide comments, so I'm gonna have to make a. It's a hard decision, but we'll talk about it. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Definitely, definitely that list that you're talking about. I definitely will. Maybe while I'm setting this up, I'd rather wait for some more people to come in, but it's all good. It is all good. So Big Clue saying here they just posted some highlighted names who were not drafted in the Discord for the Howie Shanks Bingo League, and he says it's a massive list. And I am sure that we're going to have some definite um, surprises there for the type of league this is. Again, being an all-time greats league, really, and the number of great players just not taken. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing to say the least. I hope we can too. I really do because, and I agree with you about adding more content creators. Because I think that this is something that because it's covering so much, it's covering the entirety of baseball history. Um, that I would hope that people more comfortable, with with all season, I think it's just a great way to kind of explore baseball history. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Hopefully that will happen. Um, but why not? I mean, for me, I'm going out of my comfort zone and getting into these seasons in 2000, and I think it's fun. And I guess I politely challenge others. Hey, come on, get into yours and maybe go back to the 30s, the 20s, the teens. The aughts in the 19th century. Um, it's just fun. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's the game we love. So anyhow, here we are on the second day of the 2023 baseball season, which is really nice, and hopefully everybody's geared up for a good season, even with all the quirky stuff going on in baseball this year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Looks like the Pirates are going to try to extend Reynolds' contract and into the nine figures too. Could it be that Bob Nutting is going to spend some money? We shall see. All right, so once again, let's do this. Now we got the correct park. Yeah. How about it? Forgot what a good year the guy had moments. It didn't take place because of positional needs. Great experience. Yeah, I mean, this really is. This is kind of the most unique sort of draft thing I've ever been involved with, and really a lot of fun. Just having a great time with it, and I think everybody else, I hope, will as well as we move on. Oh, she had to rub it in this morning. Now, if you noticed last night, I did not. And I mean, I'm realistic. Neither of us have good teams this year, Reds and Pirates, but it'll be fun. And you know what? We can still both trash talk the Milwaukee Brewers, if nothing else, because that's always fun to get Milwaukee fans pissed off. That's what I. So I'm just all about that. But anyhow, it's gonna be a lot of fun seeing our two teams playing through the year. All right. I don't know. We've got to reach. We need an agreement with Reynolds. We really do. You know, O'Neill Cruz. He's still got some. If you're pardon the bad pun, he's got some seasoning he has to do. But come on, I mean the kid's pretty amazing. But I think you guys, Cincinnati, also, such an amazing franchise. I mean, you and I can, sort of smack talk a little bit about all we want about our respective franchises, but I think that there's much to be proud of being a Cincinnati Reds fan, being a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Um, that we've had great teams, and I like that, and there's nothing to be ashamed of being fans of these franchises, and the true fan never gives up on his team. So yeah, we get trade right. We trade ours, and the Reds. Yeah, I mean it's such a bizarre thing. Um, well, let's get into it again, and hey, if it's just a few people, that's fine. I just feel like doing some baseball tonight, some unannounced baseball. Probably going to be some baseball tomorrow night. I'm actually not going out tomorrow night. So, and then Sunday, baseball, Monday. So we do a lot of baseball coming up. Let's get to it here. All right, so as we stated at the very top before we had to fix the ballpark, the 1904 New York Giants holding a 1-0 lead over the 1908 Cleveland Naps. So let's have a look at this Cleveland defense. At first base, George Stovall. At second, Napoleon Lajoie. Boy, are we seeing him a lot on this channel. George Perring at short. Bill Bradley at third. From left to right, Josh Clark, Joe Birmingham, Bill Hinchman behind the plate, Nick Clark, and again, while that's an unfortunate nickname, it was his nickname, and I'm going to use it. Part of then, I guess you might say. And Bob Rhodes gets the start for the Naps. For Bob Rhodes, in 1908, he posted a 1.77 earned run average for the Naps. 18 wins, 12 losses, 270 innings pitched, 73 walks, 62 strikeouts. So In 1908, opponents hit 221 against him. The whip at 1.119. Look for him to actually, I think let his defense do his work for him, or do the work for him. I don't see a lot of strikeouts. Sam Mertes will lead it off here for the New York Giants. Mertes hitting in this playoff. He's actually 0 for 3 at 276 average. He comes in with. No. It's all good. It's all fine. No apologies needed. You're all good. All good, Big Clue. It's all good, my friend. It's all good. It's just one of those things where we just got to iron out all the kinks and make sure everybody kind of understands how things are going. I got so used to seeing you at the, at our Ned McGreevy games that it just didn't dawn on me that you didn't realize that we instituted that rule. So, but we can finesse it up a little bit, certainly. We will work it out. Right? We can work it out, as the Beatles sang. All right, Rhodes ready to deal now, and we're looking at our weather here in Cleveland. So it's 50 degrees, the wind's 7 miles per hour in from left field, and just a very, very, almost a drizzle falling here in Cleveland. So Rhodes deals the 3-1 delivery to leadoff hitter Sam Mertes, and Sam Mertes draws the walk, so things not boding well as the Naps first hitter they face draws the walk. So Sam Mertes aboard for Art Devlin. Sam Mertes, by the way, 47 steals. There's a lot of speed on this Giants team. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Again, the Giants holding a 1-0 lead. Art Devlin is 1 for 4 in the playoff. A 281 average in 1904. Of course, this 1904 Giants team not playing in the World Series against what would become the Boston Red Sox, because John McGraw refused to play in the World Series, only relented for the 1905 series when he realized that it cost his players some extra money. So McGraw was strict but fair. So many things to praise John McGraw about. Diamond Rios, meet me in the middle, is definitely another one. Definitely another one. All right, Rhodes checks Mertes at first, throws over. Mertes back ahead of Stovall's tag. Rhodes now comes home with the 0-1, and Devlin gets a good bunt down, and they're going to tag Devlin going down the line. 1 out, but sacrifice successful nonetheless as Sam Mertes for the Giants moves into scoring position. And here's the Duke of Tralee, center fielder Roger Bresnahan, 1 for 3 in the playoffs. Comes in with a 333 or 284 average, actually, in 1904. Bresnahan bats righty. Here's the wind from Rhodes. Bresnahan is hit, and we have another hit batsman in this tournament. We've seen that in every game except one. We didn't see it last night, but in every game in this first round, we've seen a hit batsman. So here we go again. 1 out, 2 on for Dan McGann. And by the way, for those of you following Robert's 1988 season replays into the postseason, and so tonight was the division series, Mets and Giants. Good game, very, very good game. Tomorrow morning, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to catch it, but on the flip side, my Pittsburgh Pirates meet the Montreal Expos in Game 1 of that series. So, looking forward to catching that one on the flip side when I get home from tomorrow afternoon. So, Dan McGann, 286 on the season, but in this tournament, he's 2 for 3. He has a run batted in and a run scored. 2 on, 1 out, and Bob Rhodes with the 1-1. McGann swings, chopper to third, Bradley up with it, Lajoie, and on the pivot to George Stovall. And the Giants threaten but do not score, an inning-ending double play. And we go to the bottom of the first. The New York Giants nothing, and the Cleveland Naps coming up to bat. Let's look at the defense here for the New York Giants. From left to right, left field, Sam Mertes. In center, the Duke of Tralee, Roger Bresnahan. In right field, George Brown. Around the horn from first to third, Dan McGann at first base. Billy Gilbert at second. Bad Bill Dolan at short. Art Devlin at third. Frank Bowerman catching. And Dummy Taylor taking the mound for the McGraw 9. Dummy Taylor in 1904 posted a 2.34 earned run average, 21 wins, 15 losses, 296 and 1/3 innings pitched, 75 walks, 138 strikeouts. Giants get lucky to avoid facing Addie Joss in those on the 1908 Cleveland club, says Big Clue. Actually, Joss pitched the first game and lost, but it was a good game. It was a good game, but we will see. So Cleveland needs to even it up here or go home, as round one is just best of 3. Josh Clark, a 242 hitter in the 1908 season for the Naps. He is 0 for 4 in this tournament. Dummy Taylor's finished his warm-up pitches. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Clark, routine fly ball to right, and Brown making the catch. 1 up and 1 down for hot corner man Bill Bradley, 243 hitter in the regular season with 24 doubles, 46 ribbies. And in the tournament, he is 1 for 4. Dummy Taylor rubs up the ball, has the sign from Frank Bowerman, the wind in the 1-2. And this one painting the inside corner. Dummy Taylor picks up a strikeout, his first. So 2 away here for Cleveland in the bottom of the first for first baseman George Stovall. Have a look at George here. There he is. Looking rather amiable as opposed to Bad Bill Dolan. Stovall hitting 250, so 1 for 4 in the tournament. A 292 hitter in the 1908 season for the Naps, including 2 home runs, 45 ribbies, 14 steals. Dummy Taylor toes the rubber in the 0-2. And Stovall. This one a called strike 3. So 2 strikeouts for Rhodes, and we go to the second, and we are scoreless all the way. The only number up there, New York Giants stranding 1 on base. And that was from that leadoff walk, and that's it. All zeros. George Brown started off here in the top of the second for the New York Giants. George Brown, nothing for 2 in the regular season, hit 284, 39 runs batted in, 24 steals, had 4 home runs even, 5 triples. Rhodes fires. The 1-2. Brown, little bunt up the first base line. Stovall onto Rhodes, and they're not going to get him. They will not get him. So the little lateral from Stovall to Rhodes, not in time. Brown with good speed going down the first base line. And New York, here in the top of the second, has its leadoff hitter aboard. As Big Clue says, the Rhodes Scholar is taking the Giants to school. All right, here's Bad Bill Dolan, and again, look at that picture. Bad Bill is looking. We'll bring him up here, too. Not a friendly-looking guy, and was indeed a bit of a troublemaker. Dolan, nothing for 3 in the tournament. In the season, 1904 for the Giants at 268. He batted in 80 and had 2 home runs. Brown at first, 24 steals. Bob Rhodes checks the runner, throws over, and Brown is back ahead of the tag quite easily. Stovall waiting again. Rhodes checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Dolan. First pitch swinging, grounded to short, pairing to Lajoie, but Brown's hard slide will break that up. The throw does get off, but a very, very off-balance throw as pairing was becoming upended. And so they swap runners. Dolan aboard at first for second baseman Billy Gilbert. Big Clue say Bill Dolan looks like his sister-in-law's ex. He's in federal prison right now. Nice. All right, so Billy Gilbert at the plate now. Billy, nothing for 3. 253 hitter in the regular season in 1904 for Mac. Home run, 54 runs batted in. He pilfered 33. Again, some good speed in this New York Giants team. A little bit faster. Cleveland Good season in 1908. Good season. It was very hard to pick a Cleveland team pre-1920 that would be able to compete, and this was the best one I could find. Cleveland, much like St. Louis, coming into its own a bit later. Rhodes delivers to Gilbert. Gilbert swings, base hit, left field. Dolan rounding third as Clark is up with the ball and gets it into Perry. So the Giants with 2 on, 1 down for catcher Frank Bowerman. Bowerman posting a 0 for 3. 232 in the regular season, 27 ribbies, 2 dingers. Rhodes into his motion and the 1-0 fastball chopped on. Perring has it. He will run to second for 1, on to first, and they will not get Bowerman, but nice try by Perring to go for the quick double play. But 2 down, runners at the corners for pitcher Dummy Taylor, making his first plate appearance in the regular season in 1904. Hit 157 for McGraw's men here. 6 runs batted in for him. Rhodes from the stretch in the 1-0 to Dummy Taylor. Taylor swings, chopper to second. Lajoie makes it look easy, and that ends the inning. So once again, New York threatens, but turned away by the Cleveland Naps. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and we are scoreless. So when I'm usually talking about these things, Big Clue, I'm actually more referring to the 20th century. So the first St. Louis World Series was 1926. So a little later to the dance than the Giants, Cubs, Pirates, Tigers. That's what I mean. So yeah, and of course the St. Louis Browns, very late to the dance, although finishing 1 game behind the Yankees in 1922. So yeah, usually I'm referring to 20th century baseball when I mean that. But thank you for bringing that up, as he said that, of course, St. Louis did win 4 straight pennants in the mid-1880s. Indeed, they did. Always count on the good scholarship here from Big Clue. All right, Napoleon Lajoie comes to the plate now for Cleveland. Batting in the cleanup spot, Lajoie hit just 289 in 1908, 74 ribbies, 2 home runs. Again, so beloved by Cleveland, the Naps for a time the Indians were called the Naps. Dummy Taylor deals the 2-0. Lajoie, clean base hit up the middle, going for 2. He slides, and when the dust settles, Napoleon Lajoie has himself a double. So Cleveland now with a runner in scoring position, and right fielder Bill Hinchman. Bill Hinchman posting a 0 for 3 thus far in this. And there's D. Scott Howard, certainly somebody we haven't seen in quite a while. Good to see you, my friend. Yep. Best Yankee team I could find really was the 1904 Highlanders. The Yankees, of course, getting their first dance in 1921 against the New York Giants, would lose the series in 21 and 1922, and would come back and beat the Giants in 1923. So those all Gotham series. But yeah, a lot of teams. You look at Philadelphia, make it to the World Series in 1915, and then they don't make it to the series again until 1950. Brooklyn, of course, 1916 in the World Series, and they really don't come into their own until the 1940s. So some of these teams, again, building later. But yeah, you're right. As far as the Pirates, Cubs, and Giants, yeah, they pretty much, as you say, hogged most of the Deadball era. Have to agree on that. And your assessment of them really being the first 3 great franchises and powers of baseball, couldn't agree with you more. And those 3 teams, just especially, even when you get into the 30s, I mean, just always in the mix somewhere. Of course, we know the great saga of the Chicago Cubs. No longer lovable losers, though, are they? All right, so Lajoie at second, and Lajoie with 15 steals in 1908. Taylor checks Lajoie. The 0-1 comes into Hinchman, and Hinchman gets a bunt down onto Gilbert covering. Lajoie moves to third on the play, so sacrifice successful. And this game's first run, or possible first run, just 90 feet away. Catcher Nick Clark is nothing for 3. 241 average for him in 1908 with 27 runs batted in. Dummy Taylor winds and fires the 1-0 to Clark. Clark sends this to right field, shallow. Brown has it, tagging is Lajoie, and Lajoie will score. And Cleveland jumps out to an early 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second with 2 down. Base is empty for center fielder Joe Birmingham, also nothing for 2. Really a weak hitter. In 1908, hit .213, 38 runs batted in. Did manage 2 home runs and 15 steals. Get a look at Birmingham here, a little action shot, if you will. Taylor works to him, the 2-1. Birmingham, easy grounder to Devlin. Devlin, though, a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but they do get Birmingham in time. However, Cleveland picks up a run of 1 hit. There were no errors. 2 complete here at League Park. And it's the Cleveland Naps 1 and the New York Giants nothing. Big clue, years ago, we had outfield seats at Great American Ballpark in a game versus the Cubs. There were some drunk Cubs fans in the row behind us being obnoxious. My buddy says, got to feel bad for the Cubs being lovable losers and all that. And Big Clue says, and I, being pissed off, said real loudly, nah, they're not lovable, they're just losers. Nice. Yeah, and it was the A's, Red Sox, and White Sox in the American League. Absolutely. D. Scott Howard's been busy working with Out of Park 24. What do you think of it so far, D. Scott? I think it's the best iteration, personally. Be curious to get your thoughts on Out of Park 24. Waiting for the stadium mod to come out on Steam. I have all the stadiums, but I don't want to do all that stuff by hand. Bringing them from Out of the Park 23. But what an excellent game Out of the Park is. A Big Clue then continues his story. He says, I can't prove it, but I swear that's why someone spilled beer at me a few minutes later. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty safe bet. Pretty safe bet. Getting those Chi Cubs fans a little bit spiky out there at Great American Ballpark. Oh well. Anyhow, back to it here. We're back at the top of the order now for the 1904 Giants and left fielder Sam Mertes, who walked in the first. Rhodes fires it in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Mertes, this one is a strike 3 called. Rhodes picks up his first strikeout. 1 away for the Giants here in the third. Art Devlin, a very, very, very solid player for the New York Giants. Not Hall of Fame, certainly, but Hall of very good Art Devlin. 1 for 4 in this tournament. Devlin last time up. Here we go. Here's the deal. I'm sorry to Devlin. Devlin come back to the mound. Rhodes juggling the ball and drops it. And by the time everything clears, Art Devlin is on at first. Not sure if Art Devlin, Devlin's a fairly common Irish name, but curious if he was related to the disgraced Jim Devlin of the Louisville team. Devlin, of course, found guilty of throwing games along with a couple other of the Louisville players, and banned for life from baseball. And of course, you can catch that story in a number of sources, probably most easily the Ken Burns baseball documentary. Jim Devlin would finally become a policeman in 1882 and just died 2 years later of what was called consumption. And the Louisville newspaper said that this should be a lesson to those who would, gamble, do these bad things, whatever. Of course, they did it more florid pose. But I'm just curious if these two Devlins are related. Again, very common name. I doubt it, but one never knows. So Devlin on at first for another Irishman, the Duke of Tralee, Roger Bresnahan. And here's the pitch. Bresnahan, clean base hit to left field. Josh Clark up with it. It gets it into George Perring. So 2 aboard here for the Giants and 1 out. D. Scott Howard says that he's enjoying out-of-the-park baseball. He copied the stadium so he to replay the 1969 Seattle Pilots. Looking forward to the official mod for sure. Big Clue, we were talking about Devlin. He says one of several damn fine third basemen from that era that are mostly forgotten now. Bill Bradley, Lefty Cross, Larry Gardner, Art Devlin. I really like Larry Gardner a lot. Good, hell of a player, hell of a player. Robert, this is baseball with the Beatles. Helter Skelter, that counts. Yep, Robert telling people about your, not the outcome, but good game tonight. Game 1, Mets and Giants, 1988 Division Series, postseason. I'm going to have to catch the Pirates and Expos on the backside. Robert, you're doing it tomorrow morning, and I will be otherwise disposed. But I'll be checking that. And all I got to say is go Bucks. Go Bucks. Ken Castro, he says, sorry, late. Good evening. Good to see you, Cousin Ken. Welcome in. All right, about the middle innings, I'm going to be addressing something here, guys, that I think needs to be addressed. Since somebody else made it sort of public, guess it's my turn. Anyhow, let's get back to it. 2-1 for the Giants. 1-0 Cleveland lead here. Cleveland needs to even it up or they go home. And the Giants will go on to face the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates in round 2. Bob Rhodes dealing with 2 on and 1 out. He winds and fires the 1-2. Dan McGann sends this one deep to left. Ranging back on is Josh Clark. He will make the catch, and the runners will hold. 2 away. Curious that the John McGraw should hold Devlin at second. So Devlin at second, Bresnahan at first for George Brown. Infield single back in the second. So the Giants have been threatening but turned away in the first 2 innings. Let's see if Rhodes can get it done here. He deals the 1-1 to Brown, and it looks like this one is going to be lined to left. Josh Clark making the play. Once again, the Giants strand a pair. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd, and Cleveland holding on to a 1-0 lead. The New York Giants have stranded 5, and I mentioned at the top of this game that Bob Rhodes, not a dominant pitcher at all in terms of strikeouts, allowing his defense to do the work for him, and that is indeed what has been going on in this game thus far. For W. Taylor, on the other hand, for the New York Giants, 2 strikeouts, but Cleveland capitalizing, 1 run, 1 hit, pretty much. Here's shortstop George Perring, as we're still working through the Cleveland lineup for the very, very first time. Perring in 1908, just a .216 hitter, 19 runs batted in. He's 0 for 2 in this tournament. Again, this is the KCCL, 18th Century Deadball Tournament. Inspired by Ken Castro and his membership to various corn sites. Ken has taken a keen interest in various types of corn. Dummy Taylor deals to George Perring, the 1-0. Perring, little chopper to short. Bad Bill Dolan up with it quickly. Perring, good speed, and it's going to be a bad throw by Dolan. Again, able to keep the ball in front of him, however, to keep Perring at first. So E6, error for the Giants, and Perring aboard. Not exactly known for his speed. No steals in 1908 for Perring on the Cleveland Naps squad. And here's pitcher Bob Rhodes. Infield looking bunt, obviously. Devlin in at third, McGann in at first. Taylor from the wind. Rhodes gets a nice bunt down. Taylor's going to go to second. Dolan's got him dead to rights. Sacrifice not successful. The Rhodes bunt, a little bit too much velocity getting back to Dummy Taylor. Taylor able to cut down the lead runner, so 1 away. Rhodes at first for left fielder Josh Clark. We're now back at the top of the order for the 1908 Naps. Fly to deep right back in the first. Very, very high fence, and we talked about this this ballpark last night in some game that we were doing. Oh, in our Howie Shanks sort of just to have fun for a few innings game. Very, very short on right field in that high. This is almost the, well, it is the opposite really of the LA Coliseum. Dodgers' first home when they moved west. And a long, long left field. Josh Clark. Lefty waits for the Dummy Taylor delivery. Bowerman with the sign. Dummy Taylor with the wind. And there goes Rhodes. The throw down, the tag, not in time. Bob Rhodes picks up a steal. How about that? So 2 steals in 1908. And he picks up one here. Rhodes in scoring position. Cleveland threatening. Needing to add to this razor-thin lead. This is a very dangerous New York Giants team, but Rhodes doing a great job. So capitalizing on the error and getting the stolen base. Dummy Taylor sets and delivers to Josh Clark, the 1-0. Clark swings, grounded deep to second. Billy Gilbert juggling the ball, and it's another New York Giant error. So Josh Clark aboard, runners at the corners. And that will bring up third baseman Bill Bradley, who struck out back in the first. As Big Clue giving us a little corn.org. Do you think Ken was the hand model used in this video? So D. Scott Howard's been watching some chess from Reykjavik, Iceland. Nothing washes away white noise like a ball game, says Ken Castro. All right, nice. Glad to have you guys aboard. As always, it's family here, which will, when we get to the fourth, we're going to address that. So the video is cornographic. Those great spreads, if you will, of across the beds of fields. And I'm really running out of things here. All right, from the stretch, the delivery to Bradley. Shallow fly ball to right. Brown has it, tagging his Rhodes at third, and he will score the second Cleveland Naps run. So 1 on, a run in, 2 down. Cleveland with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. George Stovall. Stovall struck out back in the first. Josh Clark. 37 steals. Taylor deals the 3-1. Stovall swings. This one, little bunt single. So Bowerman unable to get to the ball, and things going Cleveland's way here. So Bowerman, unable to get to the ball, just gets to it and holds on Stovall at first. So Josh Clark moves to second, 2 away for Napoleon Lajoie. Lajoie 2 for 5 overall in this tournament, and he's 1 for 1 today with a double and a run scored. Lajoie's the guy you don't want to see up there if you're Dummy Taylor in this position. Taylor winds and fires the 2-0 to Lajoie. Lajoie, base hit to left. Sam Murgy's up with it. Josh Clark is rounding third, and Cleveland will wave him on, and it's 3-0 now, Cleveland. Cleveland threatening to break it open here in the bottom of the third. 3-0 could be enough to win this game, but we shall see. Stovall at second, Lajoie at first for right fielder Bill Hinchman. 0-2 delivery to Hinchman, and Hinchman goes down looking. So Dummy Taylor picks up his third strikeout, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and we played 3. And it's the 1908 Cleveland Naps 3, and the 1904 New York Giants nothing. All right, so we're talking about family, and so last night I made some comments about locking down the number of managers to 12, and I named no names, but the person knew and who I at least had considered a member of this family, and I do still respect his baseball knowledge and everything, but he's been making some snarky comments of lately, and so I'm going to address those. Since he says he's not following videos anymore, follow what you want. Things like that. Basically, so sorry I'm a drama queen. I won't be joining any APC leagues. I won't be following any videos. It is what it is. The facts are these. You quit the Ned McGreevy League. You know who you are, and I think at this point everybody can figure this out. You quit the McGreevy League. You quit the Howie Shanks League in a huff during the draft. Then you want to come back and draft a team, right? So you can pick up 5 Hall of Famers, which has to be your strategy. Come on. You know what? I'm sorry. You know, you and I had a go around once before. Thought things were patched up. If I continue to see crap from you, I will block you from this channel. Everything. I will have nothing to do with you. I don't care what you have to say. I'm not playing with you, and you know who you are, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be straight up with it. I hate to bring out drama on the channel, but if this guy's going to be leaving comments on my videos, then I'm going to address them. And so if you're one of the 7 viewers out there, why don't you have the cojones to come on here now? Seriously, even come on, Mike. Let's straighten it out. Be a man. Don't be a mouse. I am frankly tired of your toxicity. I'm tired of you running off like a puerile. Your acts are puerile. I'm sick of it. I don't give a shit how many friends you have in this family. I don't give a shit how many friends you have in the community, who you know. I'm sick of it. You are acting like a child. And this family and this channel has shown you nothing but respect. Now, it's up to you. I see one more comment. Dude, you're done. You won't come back. I'll have nothing to do with you anymore. I've warned you before, don't cross me. You know who you are. Now, gents, I've had my say. If anybody has any problem with what I've said to that person, you know, it is what it is. Had to be said. Aaron Reed in the ballpark now. And let's get back to the game. I've said what I want to say, and I better not see another. That will be the last. No, you didn't, JT. I just had to settle something, and I'm calling that person out. Or leave. Whichever. Not you, buddy. And if I've pissed anybody off here about what I've said about that person, sorry. It's bullshit, man. I don't have the time for it. I really, really don't. All right. And I understand you guys not making comments. I get it. You don't want to get involved, and that's cool. It's our family, but it is my channel, and I've got to do what I've got to do. All right, so Bad Bill Dolan will lead it off here on the top of the 4th. Cleveland plating 3 runs here, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. Bad Bill grounded to short back in the 2nd. Rhodes winds and fires the 0-1. Dolan swings, chopper to 2nd. Lajoie up with it onto Stovall, and they will just get Dolan by a step. So 1 up, 1 down. And so JT Dutch finishing up his rosters. So we'll be waiting for Steve Tate to get the league file out to everybody. I wouldn't mind testing it out myself, just offline a bit. Thank you, cousin. I do appreciate it. Says all good, cousin. Thank you. Billy Gilbert is 1 for 1, singled back in the 2nd. Rhodes deals the 2-2 pitch. Gilbert chops this one to 3rd. Bradley getting it toward the line and on to George Stovall. Nice play by Bill Bradley for the 2nd out. Frank Bowerman, nothing for 1. Catcher walks to the plate for New York. Frank Bowerman, nothing for 1. Rhodes sets and fires the 0-1 to Bowerman. Bowerman, hard ground ball to Bill Bradley. Plenty of time to retire Bowerman, and New York Giants go quietly. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Cleveland 3 and New York nothing. There you go. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Yep. Elton John. I'm not the one that wanted the fight, but it is what it is, man. All right, anyhow, so Nick Clark, and again, I'll say this for nicknames now, back into this game. This was his name. It was a very, very unfortunate nickname. Reflects the sort of racism of the times, but it was an unfortunate part of baseball history, and I'm not going to gloss over that. So, Nick Clark steps in against Dummy Taylor. Taylor winds and fires the 3-0. And Clark lays off, and here goes Cleveland again, a runner on. So the line on Dummy Taylor, 3 strikeouts, and that would be his first walk. And here's center fielder Joe Birmingham, who's nothing for 1. Grounded to 2nd, back in the 2nd. Nick Clark just 6 stolen bases in 1908 for the Cleveland squad. Dummy Taylor with the 0-2 delivery, and Joe Birmingham a swing and a miss. And that one, he's way out in front of that little changeup. So Dummy Taylor pulling the string on Birmingham. One away, and that brings up George Perry, shortstop. Yeah, where is Todd tonight? Where is he? No idea. Looking over Todd's team again, and I have to agree with MV that Todd, Big Clue, and Steve Tate. That's some tough teams there. Some tough teams. Todd with a lot of power. Steve with a crazy pitching staff, and I think Big Clue's put together a really super versatile team, able to sort of adjust both to pitching and crazy offense. It's going to be fun, and I think everybody else has done very well too. And though he's not here, he's working tonight. Robbie Wartburg doing a really, really good job. Oh, he works for the Texas Rangers. I've mentioned that a couple times. He's said that himself, so he works for the Rangers. Ken says he's finally picked up an Ebbets Field undershirt today. Not seen those, Ken. Be really nice to, really cool to have. Might have to, so I should tell you guys, I'm going to be starting a store on Etsy and Redbubble and some other places for art on t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, what have you. And one of the things I'm going to be doing are some kind of really neat, I think, kind of 3D modeled baseball players, but in a sort of almost a Pixar style. So got Babe Ruth done and some others, but that's going to be one of the categories on the store, along with the dragons and other stuff I'm going to be doing. So hopefully a little side hustle. Put my art faculties to work a little bit. All right, so Clark aboard, one down. Here's the delivery to George Perring, the 0-2. Perring liner, but right to bad Bill Dolan. Nice play, speared that one out of the air. That one definitely would have been a gapper into this deep left field at League Park in Cleveland. It's 2 up, 2 down, or I should say 2 down, not 2 up, 2 down. And Bob Rhodes bunted to the pitcher back in the third. Taylor deals, count even on Rhodes, and this one, strike 3 called. So that's number 5 for Taylor. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and it's still Cleveland 3, New York nothing. Doesn't apply to you at all, JT. That what I had to say, and I just felt had to be said. Dummy Taylor grounded to second, back in the second. Rhodes thus far with a strikeout and a walk and enjoying a 3-run lead, working on a 3-hitter right now. Rhodes fires it in, the 0-1. Now let's make it a 4-hitter as Dummy Taylor, clean base hit into left. Josh Clark playing it on the bounce and getting it into shortstop George Perry. So Taylor aboard. We're back at the top of the order for the New York Giants. Left fielder Sam Murty sees walked and struck out. Clark sets the target. Rhodes checks the runner. The 1-1 to Sam Murty's. Murty swings. Grounder to third. Bradley to Lajoie on the pivot to Stovall. And just that quickly, now 2 down. So the Giants absolutely flummoxed thus far by these Cleveland maps here in the middle innings. Art Devlin, nothing for 1. He has bunted out, and he was safe on an error. Did ground to the pitcher in the third, but was safe on an error. Rhodes fires it in, the 0-1 to Devlin. Devlin swings, base hit to left. Josh Clark once again up with it, gets it into George Perry. So the New York Giants in 1904 with 5 base hits in this game, 2 errors, and they've stranded 5. Could be stranding 6 right here, depending upon what the Duke of Tralee does, Roger Bresnahan. Was hit by a pitch in the first and singled back in the third. Clark sets up. Rhodes with the 1-2. And Bresnahan base hit left field, and Devlin rounding second as Hinchman has it. The throw to third, the tag by Bradley, and Devlin is gunned down. It's an infield assist, or an outfield assist by by Hinchman. New York turned away. They've stranded 6. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cleveland 3, New York nothing. Cleveland coming into this, the underdogs against a very, very strong 1904 New York Giants team, but Cleveland looking to even the score here in Game 2. Josh Clark back at the top of the order for the Naps, followed by Bradley and Stovall. Clark has flied to deep right, and he was safe on an error in the 3rd. Taylor deals now, the 1-2, Clark swings, little chopper to Dahlin with short, takes it on the nice hop, and that would take care of Josh Clark for out number 1. All right, it looks like that our little drizzle has stopped here. Sun trying to peek through here in Cleveland as Bill Bradley steps in. Bradley in the game. Sacrifice scoring Bob Rhodes back in the 3rd, making it Cleveland 2, New York nothing. Taylor fires home to count even on Bradley, and this one called strike 3 just below the belt. So Bradley goes down, and Dummy Taylor picks up K number 6. And that will bring up George Stovall. Singled back in the 3rd on the infield. Taylor winds and fires the 2-0. Stovall cuts on this one. What a great play. Bad Bill Dahlin diving stop up with it onto Bill McGann for the 6-3 putout. And Cleveland shut down here, and we go to the 6th. It is still 3-0. Cleveland Naps of 1908 over the New York Giants of 1904. Big Clue saying, pardon me, he says the Sun trying to peek through in Cleveland as it has tried unsuccessfully, he says parenthetically, since 1949. Oof. Tough, tough, tough. Dem again is nothing for 2. Rhodes just with a 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Rhodes deals the 3-0. And McGann lays off and draws the walk. Be right back with you guys, 1 second. So Dan McGann aboard. 42 steals in the 1904 season for him. George Brown has singled and aligned to left. It was an infield single back in the 2nd. Brown has pretty good speed. McGann, good lead off first. And Rhodes throws over, and McGann dives in ahead of Stovall's tag at first. Rhodes has the sign now from Nick Clark. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Brown chops this one to short. George Perring to Lajoie to George Stovall. And the Giants once again hitting into a double. Couldn't resist a little allusion to the Franklin P. Adams poem, even though they're not playing the Cubbies. And it brings up Bad Bill Dahlin. Grounded to short and grounded to 2nd. So Dahlin trying to get it out of the infield. Bob Rhodes kicks and fires the 1-2, and Dahlin gets it out of the infield, but right into the glove of center fielder Joe Birmingham. And the Giants turned away yet again. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score remains 3-0. Napoleon Lajoie leads it off, a perfect 2 for 2 today at the plate. Lajoie with an RBI in the 3rd, single, scoring Josh Clark. And that brought it to 3-0, and that is your scoring. 1 in the 2nd for Cleveland, 2 in the 3rd. Taylor deals to Lajoie, the 1-2. Lajoie swings, base hit. So Lajoie 3 for 3 on the day. Bresnahan getting the ball back in quickly. Lajoie on first, good lead. Bill Hinchman, who had that great assist from right field, stepping in now. He has bunted out and struck out. Taylor delivers the 2-0. Hinchman swings, and this one strokes solidly to right base hit. And they're going to hold Lajoie at 2nd. Cleveland playing pretty conservatively here. Nobody out, 2 on. Dummy Taylor looking to possibly induce a double play. Nick Clark sacrificed scoring Lajoie back in the second. He walked in the fourth. Hinchman at first, trailing Lajoie. Taylor, Bowerman trots out to the mound quickly, has a word with Dummy Taylor. Here is the delivery. Clark swinging on the first pitch, fly ball. Bresnahan back on it, makes the catch. Lajoie tags at second. Here's the throw to third, and Lajoie is out. Roger Bresnahan making a pinpoint throw, and Devlin with a quick tag to send Mr. Lajoie back to the dugout. This could be a turning point for the New York Giants, but the New York Giants getting men on and leaving them there. 6 left on for them. Hinchman at first. Just 9 steals in 1908 for him. Bowerman with the target. Dummy Taylor with the 1-0 to Joe Birmingham. Hinchman was on the move. Fly ball deep to center. Bresnahan at the wall, making a fine running catch. So Cleveland turned away, and we go to the 7th inning. 3-0. Bob Rhodes working on a 6-hit shutout right now. And Billy Gilbert will start it off. Frank Bowerman and then Dummy Taylor for John McGraw's 1904 New York Giants. And good, some good crack as it were going on in the chat. Rhodes deals to Gilbert, the 2-0. Gilbert swings. Chopper to short. George Perring plays it on the bounce, and a bad throw. Perring, I'm sorry, Perring had plenty of time with that, but the E6, but Stovall, again, very, very good first baseman out there. Keeps the ball in front of him, so Gilbert will stay at first. Bowerman, 0-for-2. Here is the Rhodes delivery. Bowerman swinging on the first pitch. Comeback of Rhodes to Lajoie to Stovall. And once again, the New York Giants hit into a double play. Base is empty, 2 away for Dummy Taylor. And Dummy Taylor single back in the 5th. Do the Giants get turned away yet again? Rhodes lets it go. Dummy Taylor liner. And right to third we go to the middle of the 7th. Cleveland 3, New York 0. Right, back to game action. Big Clue and Aaron Reeve having a good discussion here about fights. Big Clue says that he has 0 tolerance for players who abuse umpires. Yeah, it goes way, way back. Please don't shoot the umpire. He's doing the best he can. Going back to the 19th century. It's a shame. Those guys have a thankless job. JT Dutch says he's not a fan of entire teams getting together on the field. He still remembers Jason LaRue accidentally getting kicked and hedged by Johnny Cueto at the end of his career. So senseless. The things that crack me up are F-ball fights, as rare as they are. These guys have all kinds of pads. It's kind of funny, I think, when they go at it. But, yeah, I think that there's... I'm glad that baseball has cracked down on intentional headhunting. As much of a traditionalist as I am in baseball, I don't think hitting a batter in retaliation is the way to go. That pitch gets away from you, especially back in the days when there's no batting helmet, and they did go headhunting. In fact, you were often told by your manager, put one in his ear. George Perring now. Nothing for 2. Grounded to short, was safe on an error, and line to short. Taylor deals the 1-2 pairing, and this one grounded to Gilbert. Gilbert juggling the ball, drops it, can't get the throw off in time. And Perry aboard. That's an error, the 3rd for the New York Giants, that E4. And Cleveland with a runner on. And here's Bob Rhodes, infield looking bunt. Taylor fires it home. Rhodes indeed does get the bunt down. It's a good one. Bowerman pouncing on it. Over to Gilbert covering. And Herring at second now in scoring position. Potential 4th Cleveland Naps run back at the top of the order. And Josh Clark. Nothing for 3 in the contest. The lefty waits for the Taylor delivery. Here is the wind and the 3-1 to Josh Clark. Clark sends this one up the middle. Base hit. Bresnahan up with it. Pairing around third. And Cleveland will stop him there. So runners at the corners. 1 away for third baseman Bill Bradley. Bill Bradley, nothing for 2. Does have a sacrifice, scoring Rhodes back in third. Taylor from the stretch. Fastball, base hit, and that's going to be a single and an RBI for Bill Bradley. And making it to third is Josh Clark. Bradley will move to second on the play, and it's 4-0 now. Cleveland Naps. Aaron Reed says Tom Connolly got abused more than any other player I ever heard of. And, of course, there were certain umpires nobody messed with. Bill Clem, Jocko Conlon. Nobody messed with Conlon. So you did have the umpires on the other side that were, not saying that these umpires weren't tough, but from the things that I read, players were very, very. Tim Keefe, another, of course, Hall of Fame pitcher. Tim Keefe was also an umpire. Players rather reticent to entangle themselves with Messrs. Clem, Conlon, and Keefe. Stovall, nothing for 3. 2 in scoring position for Cleveland, just 1 out. Waiting on deck is Napoleon Lajoie. So don't think you want to walk Stovall to try to get Lajoie to force a double play. Taylor deals. Stovall swings, base hit, and that's going to be an RBI. Josh Clark will come in to score. Bradley will hold at third. Stovall at first. It's now 5-0 Cleveland. Napoleon Lajoie, perfect 3 for 3. Including an RBI in the third. So Cleveland coming back with a vengeance here in game 2. Looking to tie it up. Taylor deals from the stretch. Lajoie swings. He is 4 for 4 and 2 RBI in this game. Bill Bradley comes in as Sam Mertes gets the ball to Art Deflin at third. It's now 6-0 in favor of the 1908 Cleveland Naps. And this one, I would say, is not a beauty, as Ken Castro would say about our tight games or our good back and forth games. The Giants have yet to plate one. Hinchman 1 for 2. Taylor deals from the stretch and the 1-1 to Hinchman. Hinchman swings, base hit. Taylor getting shelled out there. RBI single, and Stovall will score. Cleveland, the home team here, so it's going to be up to New York to see what it wants to do. But Taylor is getting hit hard here. It is now 7-0. Cleveland with its 10th base knock. And it continues. Nick Clark, nothing for 1. Lajoie at second. Hinchman at first. Taylor delivers. Count even on Clark. Fastball. This one sent to shallow center. Brown has it. Lajoie. Tag. Feints for third, but he will hold at second. 2 away for Joe Birmingham. Joe Birmingham, nothing for 3. Taylor. Full count pitch. And this one, chopping ground ball to short. Dolan making a nice play, but will be in time. It will be. They get Birmingham just as the spikes are descending upon the first sack. But the Cleveland Naps score 4 huge runs on 5 hits. There was a giant error We've played 7 at League Park in Cleveland, Ohio. It's Cleveland 7, New York nothing. Cleve baseball fan 879 joining us here at the ballpark. Good evening, Tim. So good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Angel Hernandez isn't going to own up to anything. I'm convinced he's the reason why we've got this whole robo-ump thing going on. He has to be the worst umpire in baseball history among some pretty bad ones. So check Cleve baseball fan 879 his continuing 2007 Cleveland Indians replay on his channel. Does them as premieres, and it's a lot of fun. All right, leading off here, the 8th for the New York Giants is Sam Mertes, followed by Art Devlin and then Roger Bresnahan. So Bob Rhodes tossing a 6-hitter right now, delivers to Mertes, the 2-0. Mertes swings, fly ball to right, back on it toward the corners. Bill Hinchman, a leaping grab, and a nice play against the wall. Hit the wall hard, but Hinchman is fine. It's a little, there he is, there's Bill Hinchman. Art Devlin, 1 for 2. Singled his last time up in the 5th. Rhodes brings it, the 1-0. Devlin cuts on this one. Perrin takes that one deep. And on to Stovall. Plenty of time to retire Devlin. Out number 2 for the Duke of Trey League. One of the few bright spots for the New York Giants today. Bresnahan going 2 for 2, and he was also blunt back in the 1st. Clark sets. Rhodes fires it in. The 0-1. Bresnahan pops this one in foul territory behind the plate. Clark tosses aside his mask and makes the catch. And the Giants go like kittens. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-0 Cleveland. I haven't seen that commercial yet. Big Clue asking anyone else want to puke over the Bryan Cranston commercial. Get the shift out of here. JT Dutch talking about the men in blue says, unfortunately, the best umpires are noticed the least, but that's the nature of the job. He says he does not want robo-umps. Vast majority of umpires just want to do the best job they can like the players do. Absolutely. So, Cleve baseball fan, you guys are going to have a wealth of baseball tomorrow morning, as Robert is going at about 10 o'clock live with Game 1 of the Expos versus the Pirates 1988. And Cleve baseball fan talking about a 10:30 a.m. premiere tomorrow. Game 101, and that will be the Red Sox Indians 2007. Beckett versus Carbona. Should be a good one. So lots of baseball on a Saturday morning, guys. Enjoy it. RJL Network and Cleve baseball fan 879. One starting at 10, one starting at 10:30. Easy enough to flip back and forth. Both fine channels, both fine content creators. George Perring is 0 for 3 as we start the home half of the 8th. The Giants will send up McGann, Brown, and Dolan in the 9th. The 2-2, Perring swings, shallow fly ball to center. Bresnahan has it in the leather, out number 1. Bob Rhodes, a nice little cheer as he approaches the plate. 0 for 2. Taylor deals the 2-0 delivery to Bob Rhodes. Rhodes, chopper up the middle, but Taylor getting it off the bump onto McGann for the 1-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down for the Cleveland Naps for leadoff hitter Josh Clark. Singled in the 7th. Taylor brings it, the 1-2. Clark down the line quickly. Gilbert, that's going to be an error in E4. Errors also plaguing the New York Giants. That's number 4 in this game. Josh Clark on at first. 37 steals. And good lead for him, 2 down. Pitch to Bill Bradley, the 1-1. Fastball cut on. Oh, Billy Gilbert, nice stop, and on to Dan McGann, and the Naps will be retired. We go to the 9th inning. Cleveland looking to even it up here. 7-0. New York will start the visitors' half of the ninth with Dan McGann. Let's hide the box score here. Dan McGann has grounded out, flied out, and walked. Rhodes fires it in, the 2-2. Fly ball to center. Joe Birmingham waves and has it. One down here in the ninth for right fielder George Brown, who is 1 for 3. Rhodes on the verge of a 6-hit shutout win. Chopper to second. Lajoie making the nice play. Fires it on to Stovall quickly. 2 up, 2 down, and it's down to Bad Bill Dolan. And Dolan playing badly today. Grounded out twice and flied out. Rhodes fires it in, the 1-0. Base hit to right, so Hinchman has it. Gets it into Lajoie, so New York with its 7th hit in this game. And here is second baseman Billy Gilbert, who's safe on a throwing error back in the 7th. Rhodes, perhaps a pitch away from a 7-hit shutout win. Here's his delivery, the 0-1 to Gilbert. Gilbert chops it to short, pairing to Stovall, and the Cleveland Naps tie it up. And they come back and do it hugely. A 7-0 win. Let's look at our game recap. So for the victorious Cleveland Naps of 1908, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. For the 1904 New York Giants, no runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors. Extra base hits in this game, only one, a double by Napoleon Lajoie for Cleveland. Pitching, both pitchers, complete game. Rhodes with the win for Cleveland goes 9, 7 hits, and it was a shutout. Walked 2, struck out 1, so again, very, very good defense behind him. Dummy Taylor struck out 6 and walked 1 in a losing cause. Just very quickly, we'll look at miscellaneous here. And the MVP is Bob Rhodes. Pretty much all to talk about there. Let's go back to our playoff bracket. So we have 2 series tied now. The 1911 A's and 1912 Red Sox tied at 1 each. And now the 1908 Naps and the 1904 Giants. Cincinnati, the 1919 Reds, defeat the 1914 Boston Braves in last night's game and will advance to face the 1907 Chicago Cubs. The other game now that we've got, the next second game we have to get in round 1, the 1894 Baltimore Orioles and the 1907 Detroit Tigers. And that was a crazy, crazy, crazy game. Baltimore with a 1-game lead there. And that's pretty much it. We'll exit out of this. So 12 people in, hanging out. Thank you. Sadly missed the baseball talk stream. We could talk about the game for hours, for days probably. Just love what baseball was. Don't really love now. Don't really love it now with much with the changes. I still love the game. I hate the changes. We can hang for a little bit and talk some baseball, guys. I think we're done with games for the night. I don't know yet, but I think we're done. I'm going to add an addendum to what I said back to that person. Once again, you're willing to talk it out. You know where I am in Discord. But let's not do this anymore. Let's just not. Anyhow, thanks guys for coming in, one and all, lurkers and those hanging out in the chat. Really good. Really, really fun. So, what it was, Cousin Ken saying that that Orioles game was the craziest on this channel ever, and that was so fun because the entire chat was pulling for the Baltimore Orioles, and they kept coming back, and it was nuts. It was just nuts. Love it. Baseball wasn't broken. Why the need to fix it? Exactly. I mean, this venerable game, I mean, it truly has stood the test of time. And, they want to bring in younger viewers. There's better ways to do it. And you know what? There's a lot of young baseball fans out there, but, doing it by bringing in all these weird pitch clocks and robo umps and ghost runners on second, which I thought they were going to get rid of that. Apparently not. So it's idiotic thinking. Just quick baseball sim update news. So there was a little bug with Baseball Mogul 2023 in which animations were not working. Clay Dreslov has fixed that with a patch. It works fine now. Um, Digital Diamond Baseball released yesterday. So far, again, I give it a solid B. Very, very good game. Hoping that game will continue to improve, especially library and team management. Still a bit of a hassle when you compare it to this or even Out of the Park baseball. Of course, the new Out of the Park is out. So many people are waiting for the stadium mod for that every year. Every ballpark from 1901 to present, plus the logos, will automatically work for you in virtually any type of baseball universe, they call it, that you set up in Out of the Park. But fine game. Perfect team. I don't play it, can't speak to that, but I love this version of Out of the Park baseball. Had a somebody asking, and I don't know if that person's listening in tonight or hanging out, about doing ballparks and Out of the Park baseball. I did do a tutorial some years ago on how to do it. I'll do it again. I think most people do buy it from Steam, and if you get the Stadium mod, you really don't have to do it. But I'd be glad to do that. Somebody else wanting to know how to create teams and leagues and Baseball Mogul, again, glad to do a tutorial on that. If those people want, so let me know in the comments in the video, and I will happily do that. All right, so back to chat. JT Dutch says Marge Shot was just one of those people, very hard to explain her. She was really strange, old school to the extreme. Hang in there, Aaron. I know you keep reminding me every night. Just hang in there, man. Hang in, buddy. Because I need some time to work with you for that too. Big Clue says Howie Shanks need to do a ballpark draft in a trading period before we start the league. Yep. Thoughts? Yeah, we can do that. I don't think we have our managers, but yeah. When do you guys want to do it? And there's Clinton Parks. Whenever you guys want to do that draft or the ballpark thing, it'd be nice if Steve was in tonight. Status Pro for Digital Diamond Baseball says JT Dutch still in the dev stage. I'm sure several patches will be in the drafting or in the offing. I think it's a cool idea that it's in there. Um, I do. I think it's cool. I was watching the quick guide, so for those of you that are doing that and working with Status Pro, Mark has a really, really nice guide that he actually suggests in the video. And if you go to Steam, you'll find the guide, and he talks about it. He says to print it out, and so you can actually putting the inputs in there for play results. Really, really nice. And I think Digital Diamond, again, as I said the other night, I think is really, really trying to be a bridge and doing a fine job with it. I don't know how many, perhaps, I don't know how many games now that you can use that as a companion, out of the rip. So Strat, obviously the big news this year, Status Pro Baseball. I believe there's one or two other games. So good one for dice chuckers, especially if you want to chuck some dice and you don't have the table space. You got Status Pro right there. Now the ad copy, I haven't explored it. I have the game, but I'm right now assigning logos to a great teams league that I want to play around with. I don't know. It says that all the cards come with the seasons. Now I'm guessing that's just the seasons that were done for Status Pro Baseball. That ad copy isn't clear to me, so I'm not sure. But still, it looks nice. The cards, I looked at a few. They're nice and clean, very clear looking. So, good job to Mark for bringing a much beloved game. And I'd mentioned before when I was an undergraduate, I played some Strat, played APA, but put tons and tons of hours into Status Pro Baseball. Actually loved that game. I liked the fast action cards. Actually, that was a kind of a neat thing because I was so used to dice chucking, but really love it. Um, Richard Dombrowski says he's still working on a few more patches, so he asked if I would just hold off showing anything more from that game until he gets more of those patches up. He's made some improvements, and I think he's got a good ball game there, and it will be fun as things progress to sort of compare the two side by side as they're really, I think, going for more of a market than people that are playing action PC or out of the park baseball. Um, Robbie Wartburg. So Clinton here says he's answering. He says it's only the seasons that are in the library. So if you want to play the 1894, you have to have your own cards at this time. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So JT Dutch has just picked up Digital Diamond version 11 and Mogul 23. Yep, did that. Not sure, but Steve Tate needs to draft last. Okay. Well, Aaron Reed, as you know, we did have one that was a baseball player, Randy Savage. Aaron Reed, another channel. Check out, guys. He's doing some old time baseball. Um, so I gave him, or I got for him Action PC Baseball. We'll be getting Baseball for Windows for him. I hope next week. I hope. But again, Aaron, the only reason I'm holding off on that is I'm going to really need some time to work with you. It's a whole different animal than Action PC Baseball. But I think it's going to be a game that you'll become addicted to. And for you, it's great, man. You'll be able to just sit back and listen to some ball games because if you like old time baseball, you're going to love Baseball for Windows. In fact, speaking of Baseball for Windows, Robbie Wartburg sent me a link to a video where the where APPA's actually somebody from APPA talking. I forget the guy's name. Ken probably knows, but I think he's like head of APPA now. Whoever it is, older dude. He's saying, well, we are responding to what the players want. Well, it's about damn time. So they've got the game now as a digital download, and it's the same price as the disc, $28. So not bad for Baseball for Windows. They're working on getting all of the seasons, and I'm hoping, he said everything, so hopefully the ballparks in a digital download format too. Because they do that, I will get every ballpark available for that game. Definitely. Okay, with John of Appa. Okay, so you sent that. Thank you, Ken. Cool. Um, Plan on doing a regular digital diamond, see how it plays. Good stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, Aaron, I do have lots going on next week, so um, the job I have is it's very demanding mentally, physically. So gonna do my best by I just I came through for you in Action PC. Just really need you to hang in there for me, okay? I appreciate it. But yeah, so it's good that app um and as I forget I forget the name of the guy that was talking to John at Appa. But he did say, and I mean, and it is true considering when Baseball for Windows came out. Excellent game, and I thought it was very classy of John of Appa to give a lot of credit to the Miller brothers for the game that they created. It is a fine product. Again, Strat people I don't think are going to like it very much because it's not a dice rolling game. It's not an analog, really. But what I love about the newest Baseball for Windows, of course, is the every card is in there, the actual card. So um, if you wanted to actually play some cards and dice, um, you could do that. So all the cards, you don't even have to have an APA game up. So you can view every card and every player's card in every season. So nice stuff. Good stuff there. We'll see. 1952 Yankees versus. Okay. Tim says the Guardians scored 2 runs on a sac fly. Wow. Good stuff. So it's going to be an interesting baseball season. Of course, where I'm living, it's Phillies country. So a lot of people really pushing for the Phillies to get back to the World Series and win it this time. The Philadelphia fans very sort of disappointed that they're, sort of the bridesmaids, never the brides, as it will. But what, being a bridesmaid, never the bride? Yeah, good point. Good point there. Well, jeez. Anyhow, good baseball chatter, good everything chatter going on here right now, and that's nice. It is nice. So in AAA, minor league, they are using the sort of robo ump to call balls and strikes. It's coming. Now, the umpires have a union, but I don't know how strong that union is and whether because an umpire strike, nobody's really thought about this. I don't know whether they have any sort of I have no idea, Clinton, actually. I was wondering if you knew that. Clinton asking, did Mark, the creative digital diamond, say anything about the Cleveland's team name? Notice in his logo that every tribe logo was gone. I'm wondering if that's right because part of the deal with Allen Park Baseball, it's officially licensed, is that that name Indians can't be used anywhere. Now, with Mark not using anything licensed, just like Action PC Baseball, which is not licensed, can he get away with that? Again, using that trademark, that brings up something sort of, I guess, unprecedented, right? Because teams have, pretty much maintained their, their nicknames. I don't know how legally that's even going to work out. So yeah, there's some pirate fans here, but this is definitely where I live. So I can go see, you know, easy drive into Washington to see the Nationals, into Baltimore to see the Orioles, or into Philly. Yeah, to see those guys. So 3 Major League Baseball teams within an hour and 15 minutes drive of me, I guess, which is nice, and minor league baseball all over the place. But again, it's just Pennsylvania is a great. It's a great place for baseball. It's all over the place here, so loving it. Um, but the Phillies Pirates thing. There's not really a rivalry between the two. So usually, Pirate fans will root for the Phillies in the postseason, and I've known that like back in the early mid 2015s when the Pirates had some pretty decent teams, Philly fans were rooting for the Pirates. So there is that kind of unity. Our sort of rivalries lie outside more than anything. Now that being said, as far as the two cities, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, there's not a lot of love there. But and I would say as far as maybe Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, where you really get into a sports team thing, is going to be more in F-ball and hockey. That's what I've noticed here, especially in F-ball. Eagles fans and Steelers fans absolutely hate each other, but in baseball, there's really not that Phillies Pirates thing. It just never really was a thing. And I think partially that has to do with the Big Clue and I were talking very early in this broadcast about teams that were franchises that were kind of late to the dance in the postseason. The Phillies, again, a big span between 1915 and 1950. as far as World Series goes, but the Pirates, one of the first great franchises of baseball, along with the Cubs, the Giants, White Sox, Tigers. So I don't think that ever really took hold. The Phillies the Pirates started their downhill slide, and the Phillies start picking things up. So just didn't come here. Exactly, they were rarely good at the same time. Now, when you get to like the 1970s, you look at the 1977 season, but one season is not enough to make a rivalry, Big Clue, but you're absolutely right. 1977, though, the Pirates and Phillies were battling it out. And, of course, 1976 as well. Um, the Pirates really, of course, I think overall the better team through the 1970s. Only one off year in 1973. But Pirates win it in 1979. The Phillies win it in 1980. But it's not a serious rivalry here in baseball. And I think you're right. Yeah. You need, I mean, you look at it, you look at the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Giants, Cubs, Cardinals. Those rivalries are never going to die. Just never going to die. Phillies, Mets, there's not a lot of love lost between those two teams. I wouldn't say it's a rivalry of legendary proportions, but anyhow, there you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. So once again, a reminder tomorrow morning, a cornucopia of baseball, if you will, by two of our dice chucking um, content creators, Clee Baseball Fan 879 and RJO Network. RJO Network doing game one. He's in his postseason. He's continuing National League. Tomorrow morning will be the Montreal Expos and the Pittsburgh Pirates, 1988. That's Robert said around 10 a.m. Again, these times are Eastern, and then Tim, Clee Baseball Fan, will be continuing his 2007 Indians on Stratomatic. Robert, of course, using inside pitch, and that will be roughly, I think Tim said 10:30 a.m. So switch channels back and forth, back and forth. Good stuff. Indians and Red Sox playing on Tim's channel tomorrow. That's it. Yes, Dodgers Giants, huge, huge, huge. And nice crowd tonight. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I think YouTube last night did something really weird because at one time we shot up to like this ridiculous amount of viewers. So I think that was just a YouTube hiccup. But anyhow, it was fun for a moment to see what it looks like for some of the really big channels. And that was crazy. It was like 80 views. It was like at once. That was nuts. No, not really, JT. We really don't. Yeah, topped out at 65 at one point. Yeah, we don't really hate. There's not really. I don't think we hate. No, I will. Okay, a team. So Pirates fans, it kind of depends. So a team that we hated, that we don't like a lot, is Milwaukee. Um, we hated the Mets for a while in the 80s, but that was just because Darryl Strawberry spoke the truth. He called the Pirates a Little League team. Then we started getting good about, 1988 and, of course, 90, 91, 92, 93. And, yeah, I can't say we really do hate any team. Thank God MLB 23, the show, doesn't have a pitch clock. Oh, thank you for that, by the way, Aaron Reed. This is sort of related for owners of Out of the Park 24. Um, the shift is off by default. You can turn it on, and you can even turn it on in the 2023 season. So if you're like many of us, you want the shift in the game, you can do it. So you can just change that up in game options. I left a note in an Al Red Sox broadcast when Out of the Park debuted last week, and I wasn't sure if he was aware. But you can have the shift on or off in Out of the Park in any season. Yeah, in 2013, Johnny Cueto. Yep, Cueto dropped the ball, and then I believe right after that gave up a home run to Russell Martin. was a hell of a game watching that one from across the pond. So crazy, crazy stuff. But I started talking about the umpires. I don't know how whether they have any sort of bargaining agreement with Major League Baseball, but um, you got to think that the umpires union has at least been talking quietly. Okay, what if these robo umps do come? I mean, these guys, this is their living, and an umpire work stoppage could be a bad thing. I'm hoping that they would just, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't come, but you know what? If it's in the minor leagues, it's gonna be there, and it's in the high minors. If they were doing it in rookie league, like short season A, right? I wouldn't be so concerned yet, but it's at the AAA level in every ballpark this year. Yeah, so depending upon that collective bargaining agreement, it begs the question if the umpires had possibly anticipated when their CBA was done with Major League Baseball, whether they anticipated the possibility of robo-umps. So scheduled for next year, their collective bargaining agreement, that's going to prove interesting because I can't think of any Major League Baseball umpire that's going to say, sure, take our jobs. Umps have no say. JT says that he wouldn't have so much problem with the umpires union if they held their guys accountable. Why are the worst umpires still working Major League games? Why aren't they evaluated on their performance? Good question. Wish I knew the answer. So, automated balls and strikes scheduled to debut in Major League Baseball next year, and along with ghost runners on second. Oh boy. So why did Major League Baseball? I thought that last year it was said that rule was going to be done away with, and it's still there. I don't. Oh my God, we could just get into it for hours and hours on that. So the other thing, and I'm jumping all over the place, but whatever. The other thing we need to talk about is we need to finalize the rules for the Howie Shanks League. Are we going to do alternate reality mode or not? We when we all convene again for the Howie Shanks League, we need to get this stuff ironed out. Bears Den says the Brewers have been not accepting ticket requests from Illinois zip codes due to Cubs fans flooding Milwaukee. It's been called Wrigley Field North. Yeah, Major League Baseball's doing Rob Manfred and company, in my opinion, doing a lot to doing their best to try to push their fan base away. And it's what are people doing? Going elsewhere, or you know what? They're catching independent minor league ball because they just want to see some baseball. Yeah, why not ghost runners? We have a ghost commissioner. Big Clue tells us. Yeah. I used to joke around and say if they brought cheerleaders into baseball, I'd be upset. I'd much rather have cheerleaders now than ghost runners and automatic umpires. JT Dutch says the Dodgers are playing a game as we chat, and he has zero interest. It's a shame. Think about it, guys. When you were, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, whatever it is, and you were collecting baseball cards, and somebody told you that, in a couple decades or 3 decades, I don't know anybody's ages in here, and it's not important, that you'd be very, very upset at the game that you love so much. You'd never believe it. You'd be like, no, no way. Are you kidding me? I think in other sports, because they've had so many rule changes, it's not so jarring. But for this game, that again, when you watch the Ken Burns baseball documentary, and they're still back in the Deadball era, and they're talking about it's still basically the game we play today. Well, that documentary is done in 1994. I think it was done now. You wouldn't hear. I don't know that you would hear that. Is it the same game? Is it the same game that we played in even 1994? We don't have to go all the way back to Ty Cobb and Hannes Wagner. Is it the same game? It begs the question. The diamond's there, but in the same distance between the bases, but now the bases are larger, right? Constantly adjusting this and that, and a pitch clock, and well, it's this many seconds with runners on, this many seconds if not. JT Dutch says that's why I load up on baseball sims. I can go to that time when I fell in love with baseball. Same here. Same here. MLB's prime directive says big clue ought to be like the Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. Well, that's out the window. That's out the window. And frankly, you might get some Maverick League trying to start up. Why not? Baseball's had it throughout its history. But with the way salaries are these days, I don't think that you could get, and all those leagues died, by the way, right? I mean, the National and American League have held sway. The only challenge to it was the Federal League, really. The Continental League was kind of a fictional, weird thing that really never happened, right? I mean, you would almost have to get guys like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Warren Buffett and what have you to say we're going to start. Well, they're not going to do that. They're not. Bears Den says here he feels that analytics have hurt baseball. But JT, you do bring up a great point. Whether no matter what game you play, whether you're playing digitally or cards and dice, yep, you can play. You play the game how you want it and how you fell in love with it. And interestingly enough, none of our content creators that I know of, at least, are doing or paying any serious attention to. Oh, let's play 2022. Maybe there might be one or two guys, but most of the guys out there are doing 1980s, 1970s. Right, David Baseball Demos on 15 April, starting the 1975 season. Truly a great baseball season. The stuff that we do on here, of course, it's kind of its own animal. But players that played over 120 years ago. You've got even Robbie. Robbie's doing 1920 among his 37 projects. D. Scott Howard says he's never replayed a designated hitter season. JT Dutch, MLB will always have an immense advantage over any upstart baseball league because of its antitrust exemption. And a Big Clue says that Robert keeps having 2000 seasons voted down in his season selection shows, and I love that happens. I think that happened. Didn't that happen with David's as well? But those guys do a great job, and frankly, I'm glad that that the people that visit those channels vote them down. As far as those 2000 seasons, we have enough of 2000 seasons now. The only thing different about the 2020 season was abbreviated, but 2020 baseball and 2022 baseball, they're the same game. I don't know. All the games have their strengths and weaknesses, says JT Dutch. They're all really good, and I don't place one or the other. I have my preferences because of your comfort with certain sims, but I'll try anything. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. So when I talk about PC Replay Baseball, I've said many times, I don't think it's a bad game at all. It's not the game for me. It just doesn't feel right. For Steve Tate, it's baseball for Windows. He just can't get into it. Ken Castro Not a fan of any of the digital games, but I'm glad he shows up here and watches these anyhow. But we can play it the way we love it. And maybe some people will say, well, look, you got to keep moving forward. But as knowledgeable baseball fans, as students of the game, we see what's wrong with it, and we're not trying to escape it in terms of trying to ignore it and maybe it'll go away. It's not going to go away, and we know that. But luckily, we have infinite possibilities in the baseball simulations that we play, whether cards and dice or digital, to have it be what we want it to be. And I love that about it. And I think JT Dutch brings up a great observation there on that. Yeah, different umpires. What was it? At one time, the American League umpires had they held their chest protectors, and the National Leaguers wore the ones that, of course, everybody's wearing now. They were autonomous. It was cool, and I loved it as a National Leaguer because it was the only professional baseball league that didn't have the DH. It's pretty much it's all homogenous now. It's kind of boring. Um, Clinton says that he rags Bill Middleton all the time about the current seasons and asks him why it takes so long on his cards. All he needs are basically ones and 13s. Yeah, they're supposed to high stripe because of those big balloon chest protectors. In fact, I asked somebody, we were showing a picture with Earl Weaver baseball, and I asked her in the channel one time, I said, okay, guys, trivia, is that umpire an American League or a National League umpire? And it was American League umpire. He had the big old chest protector. There it was. So, of course, at one time, the umpires all used them, but that became kind of an American League thing then. And the strike zones were actually different between the two leagues, right? Bears Den saying that the funny thing is that they are so concerned about shortening games with designated hitter makes games longer. All right. Well, another good little baseball chin wag going on here in the second day of the season. If your team won today, hope you're happy. And if you're not interested, stay happy. And if you hope your team wins tomorrow, stay happy. National League says JT Dutch was seen as a small ball league. Bunts, stolen bases, moving guys over. The AO was a power league. It was. It was. They were both seen as that way. Not anymore. Again, it's homogenous now. Flip. It doesn't matter. If your name is Eric Gregg, the strike zone was twice the width of the plate. Big clue, of course. If you were Eric Gregg, you were twice the width of anything in the field. Moral victory for Clinton's team. They had the day off. I'm telling you, big clue for baseball commissioner. Seriously, need big clue. His the geographic realignment, great idea. Get you guys, everybody else in this chat, get you guys into league offices too. Big clue's got to get you guys into league offices. Fix the game. The fans can fix the game. Maybe we do. Maybe we vote for our wallets. But are there enough of us that are upset about and feel that the rules changes are bad for the game that we can make any difference financially to baseball? I don't think we can. I really don't. And I really hate to be so pessimistic about it, but do we? I don't think we have enough power to do it. I really don't. My girlfriend wanted to get me MLB TV this year for the season. She wanted to get it for me, and I told her no. I said I'm not really. I said I can catch the scores. I said, but I'm having more fun just doing the online thing with the guys I hang out with here, and I really am. So I mean, turning down MLB TV free for the season, but from her, and I said no thanks. Just not interested. Hmm. No, I mean I'm not either. I wouldn't leave Major League. I'm not like saying, geez, I'm going to hate baseball. Let's face it. At the end of the day, we still love the game, and all the more, because our love of the game informs our outrage at what's going on to the game. Do fans of other sports feel the same way? No, I don't think they do. She can order me some Diamond Mine baseball seasons. Well, that would get me about 4 seasons for Diamond Mine baseball for MLB Network, of course. Not bad. Got a lot of stuff for Diamond Mine, but I wouldn't mind some more. So you get it free with your phone service provider. Nice. And Tim says you see enough games with local team ESPN and Major League MLB Network. And that's true. I can catch the Pirates um, here either on AT&T Network or whatever it's called. And there's Fox Sports Pittsburgh, which has kind of surprised me. As close as we are to Philadelphia here, but VPN, all sports worldwide, says Ken Castro. That's true. I can get 13 for just over 200 with a discount. Yeah. Well, I've gotten so used to playing baseball on the channel that Diamond Mine just absolutely flopped on the channel. So while I'm not trying to build the channel, a game where I'm kind of reading what everybody can see on the screen is and no sound. I love Diamond Mine baseball, but it just kind of didn't work on here. Maybe with a good voice like Christopher Slovic, Diamond Mine baseball would fly, and it's a great game, but it just does not work here. Yeah, so the only one that I do that is text only, Big Clue, is Baseball for Windows, and that's a lot of times if I'm home during the day, and I think it's just because guys can't interact in the chat. It's just a way for them to hear some baseball while they're at work, and it's kind of just get it done and whatever. But yeah, I mean, you're watching Diamond Line baseball. There's no animation. There's no movement. Action PC, you've got the chalkboard, and out of the park, you've got, of course, a very, very, very nice looking game. Yeah, I remember when the Cubs used to have their own network, and it was WGN. Diamond Mine is really, really hard. Yeah, I've got Ernie Harwell. Definitely. Good old Ernie. Even with the blips and screeches and stuff like that in that game, I still love it. And Robbie would be happy. Baseball for Windows got a few mentions tonight. See, and it's when we have these chats like this that I'm always tempted to just put up an Ernie Harwell game while we're talking baseball and just let you guys chat away and what have you. Those are fun. Bless WGN says JT Dutch for giving him the pleasure of appreciating Harry Carey. So Cubs are now marquee sports, and I guess that's something that you just can't tune into like you could on WGN, right? I don't know. Clinton Park's trying to talk into Harry Carey so we can have a drunk seventh inning stretch. We got it. Well, for Clinton, we need Aaron Reed to be doing his Harry Carey on here, and we should probably do that sometime. Maybe some night on a Saturday when I am out and I come home a bit drunk. Um, and if Aaron's up that late, it'll be great. We'll have a drunk Beatles, and we'll have Harry Carey. And of course, Aaron doesn't drink, but he does a very good drunk. WGN was great for them before MLB changed the rules for superstations. So with Marquee, keep all the money. I used to love watching Cubs and would see some White Sox games on WGN, and that was pretty recent too. I visited America um, for I was going to do my PhD in 2014, and like an idiot turned it down. Um, but I remember staying with some friends, and I was here for about 6 weeks or so before going back. And it was cool watching WGN games. Catching the Cubs because you didn't get WGN over there. So the baseball I got was through whatever, whoever had some contracts. It was always Fox Sports um, over there, so didn't get to see WGN games in Europe, unfortunately. So it was really nice to see them when I was here last time. Padres are big clue says Padres are advertising Kids Fest this Sunday. Um, if that's like Red Lobster's Crab Fest, then I have to wonder if that's legal for the vendors to sell the little urchins. Get your ginger here, get your ginger. So you got to watch Harry Carey, listen to Jack Buck. Says Clinton Parks. Jack Buck was a great one. Just the great ones are gone, man. John Miller. John Miller is the only guy left that I know of. That I would listen to. That I would nominate to do for professional broadcaster if APA, which they won't, to pick up where Ernie Harwell left off. Have John Miller do everything from 1998 to present. He wouldn't have to work as hard saying as many names probably as Harwell. Ralph Kiner was a pretty good broadcaster. He was cool, former Bucko. So baseball on the radio is something I miss too. And I think everybody in here, except, well, maybe even Aaron, I don't know, for the 30 somethings, but listening to baseball on the radio is there's nothing like it, really. I mean, next to actually being at a ball game, to listen to a baseball game. I think that's why I love classic baseball on the radio, the YouTube channel so much. Just tune in, and why I'll put on an Ernie Harwell game while I'm going about doing other stuff. And just having that on in the background brings back so much. Yep. JT Dutch saying thank goodness for the YouTube channel Classic Baseball on the radio. Love that channel. I remember hearing it was 1934 Yankees and Tigers game that's on there, and I mean to hear Lou Gehrig's name being, Ruth was out for that game, but it was weird. It was like a neat experience to hear Lou Gehrig's name being mentioned right in this broadcast, and they're putting stuff up there all the time. There's another channel that does old televised games, and I think it's called Old as Best. I think it is, and that's where I watched Game 7 of the 1953 World Series. So a little bit of baseball out there on that channel. Plaid Motorola Radio, Red Sox, great times. Clinton talking about listening to baseball on the radio. The Baseball Sleep Channel, that would be mine, isn't it, Ken? People listening to me. I've had so many people saying, yep, falling asleep listening to Beatles call a game. Aaron Reed pops in with Walter Johnson just hit an inside the park home run. Yeah, Walter will do that. He will do that occasionally. Have not heard of it, Ken. What is that all about? We wait and we wonder. Anytime Vince Scully does a game, it's a must listen. Oh yeah. Vince Scully was a, just. Are there any there? And I don't care. You know what? Even the most hardcore Giants fan has to admit that. I mean, Vince Scully was just the way Scully called a game. That cadence, the timbre in his voice, nothing like it. Seattle Pilots games. Hey, there's Pib, 99. Hey, Paisan. He said also there's a channel called This Is Where You Find Baseball. It has lots of games from the 80s and 90s. 2 hours, 9 minutes for Marlins 2-1 win over the Mets tonight. So even on YouTube, even on that, we can go back and just say, you know what, this shit's getting crazy. I'm gonna call up a game, and I think they're at around 400 broadcasts on old baseball or classic baseball on the radio, something like that. Well, I know that this little family that we've created in here, and anybody that comes in here is part of that. We will have our differences, and we're not going to get into it. We have our differences politically. We have our differences in terms of, what we believe in terms of our faith lives or whether or not. But we do share a love of baseball. And I love that not only on this channel where I think of us as family, but the other content creators, watching in Roberts, um, you know, Steeler fan and Brian Patterson and those guys, or Al Red Sox fan, and you know other channels. I love the fact that we are all brought together in something that really is quite niche, and that's good. And so I appreciate you guys for coming on here, and I especially thank all the managers for the ones who participated in our Ned McGreevy League and now the upcoming Howie Shanks Baseball League. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and for the community supporting both. Nope, hell no. Oh my God, listening to I love one of my fondest memories of when I was an undergraduate was my friend Brian and I. He would come down to my apartment if it was a sunny day, put the baseball in the window, and we'd be out in the parking lot in front of like right where my apartment was, and play catch and listen to a ball game on the radio and talk baseball. And I remember going and playing like poker games at my aunt's house and stuff like that, and turn on the radio. We'd be listening to the Pirates play while we're all sitting there playing just poker, just for fun, just penny ante, whatever. Brings back such good memories. I miss it. I miss it. But maybe it's be thankful we have those memories and access. The cool people out there like classic baseball on the radio allows us to kind of do that again. I almost want to put a filter, a type of filter on my right, to really give it that what it sounded like through a little radio or whatever. It was a lot of fun. Or you were driving and you had your baseball game on the radio, and if you're in Pennsylvania, you got a lot of mountains. All of a sudden, you're in a part of the mountains where you're starting to lose the station. It's just maddening. Thank you, JT. Says he come here is because of the company and the comfort. It's relaxing and a pleasure. Do like it to be that way. I, I really, really do. And you guys make it that way. Everybody's just got 11 folk right here, right now, and we're talking. There's nothing going on the screen whatsoever, and we're here talking baseball. We're talking about the thing that we love. D. Scott Howard says this used to be a very solitary hobby until the YouTube community came along. That's true. You're spot on. First time I was looking, and I told you guys this story before. I was looking on YouTube for just demos of baseball games. So I typed in baseball demos, and damn, I hit David's channel, and I'm like, wait a minute. Here's a dude playing baseball, and he's playing baseball on YouTube. I mean, before I discovered this community or whatever, I was, if I wasn't dice chucking with my friends in college, I was playing PC baseball sims by myself. And all of a sudden to find out there's people that were willing to like, either watch a guy's hands rolling dice or listen to some guy like me, calling some game and not even sounding like a broadcaster, but people coming together. And so I always want this channel to be more about the chat than the game. And people seem to be accepting that, and I like that. So did watching corn. Good stuff. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you one and all. Um, so for managers of the Howie Shanks Baseball League, if not tomorrow, let's get together Sunday. Let's iron out the rules. Maybe everybody start getting some ballpark ideas um, up there, and let's start playing ball. Let's get this league, start getting some actual games played. Got to talk about quickly. Just talk about when we want to. We talked about a week of trades. So we've got to decide. Maybe we'll leave this up to our co-commissioners, Big Clue and Steve Tate, to decide the beginning and ending 1 week of trades before the season starts. Anybody wants to shore up your lineups, remember the rule is one player for one player, so you can't do like I'll trade you two of these guys for your Hall of Famer. So it's got to be one for one trades. We did establish that by consensus. So some things, and then we'll just have some fun. Let the bench jockeying truly begin. I only ask you, please, just please be patient with me. I'm going to be making some mistakes, calling these games, watching the chat. I may miss a sign here or there. I'm going to try not to. I missed a couple last night from Big Clue. There's Robbie Wartburg. Bears Den also found this community through baseball demos. So, David, there you go, man. Thank you. And then from David, I found a Red Sox fan, and you can either curse or thank our Red Sox fan for encouraging me to jump into this stuff. And I'm having a blast with it. And to be honest with you guys, I was really tired tonight. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm going to go on and do a baseball game. And I'm glad I did. Oh, so Rob, you were working a concert. I thought the Rangers were home tonight. So, all right, welcome in, Robbie. Good to see you. You'll be happy to know that earlier in the broadcast, Baseball for Windows got some love. And thank you for sending me along that video. I did watch it, just part of it, but it was good. Glad to see that Appa is finally listening to what customers have been wanting. Huh. Because I don't remember the last time a new PC had a DVD drive in it, so thanks, Big Clue. Aaron Reed is uploading some new stuff right now. Robbie, I know you're probably tired, but any chance you're going to do a game tonight? Just fire on an Ernie game for these guys, or what's the deal? In fact, I'm going to tell you what I am going to do. I'm guessing Robbie's probably not going to. So, let's do this. For anybody that wants to hang around, I'm going to let an Ernie game play. I'm going to put on my external speakers and we can type chat. If you guys want to hang around and listen to a game, do it. Do it, do it, do it. So I'm going to switch off my mic. But before I do, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Oh, JT Dutch has a question. He says, have you played any strategy baseball or pure sim baseball? since you did videos on them way back then. Have I played any recently? I have not played. I've played some Pure Sim offline recently. Strategy Baseball I've reinstalled. I'm kind of sifting through all those libraries, an insane amount of libraries, seasons for Strategy Baseball. Guys, if you're looking for a couple good free baseball sims, and JT Dutch is talking about a little series of a few videos I did on free baseball games available out there. Pure Sim and Strategy Baseball. Pure Sim was once a commercial product. Go on the Internet Wayback Machine. You'll find it. Once I do set up the baseball website, I'll have it available on there for download. As Sean Sullivan has said, he gave the game to the community in 2016. So he said we can distribute it. Um, Strategy Baseball is really nice too. Check it out. Check both of those out. Maybe we'll revisit those sometime. Taylor Swift, Pennsylvania girl. Okay, there you go, Robbie. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. And see, we have 12 concurrent viewers. Thank you. Wherever you are, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for everybody in this chat, and I don't think we've gone too long, I'm going to thank everybody now. And then I'm going to just fire up an Ernie Harwell game. I have no idea what it is. It's just a hodgepodge of teams I put together. Enjoy the broadcast. We can just talk and or type in here, but I'm going to go on mute. After I thank Big Clue, Robbie Wartberg, JT Dutch, Ken Castro, Aaron Reed, Bears Den, 007D Scott Howard, Clinton Parks, Pib99, Molto grazie, Paisan. Always a treat to see you in here. It's gets rare, but it's good to see you. Clee Baseball Fan 879. Check out that channel. RJO Network, another one. And of course, Aaron Reed, Robbie Wartberg, their channels. Subscribe to those, please. I'm D. Scott Howard. Did I say your name already? I'll say it again. There, I said it again. I can't be sued for saying names twice. All right, good active chat. All right, so and there's probably a few more people way back. Big Clue was the first one in the ballpark tonight. All right, guys. She does a concert, 44 songs. Robbie, she'd be a good girl for you. All right, for those of you not into hanging out with Ernie, enjoy what you're doing tonight, and we'll see you around the batting cage. Again, I don't think I'm going out tomorrow night, so we'll probably have some baseball on the channel. Rare Saturday night baseball. Again, Saturday baseball tomorrow in the morning. RGO Network at 10 o'clock with the 1988 Montreal Expos Pittsburgh Pirates. First game of that post-season series. Clee Baseball Fan going live around 10:30, continuing with the Indians and Red Sox. So, good stuff. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and mute Mike and get this Ernie Harwell game started. I have no idea who's playing whom. I'm just going to pick a game. Thank you again, one and all.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell. And welcome to Brooklyn Dodgers Baseball. Here on WAPBA, you always have a front row seat. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates will test the Dodgers at home. Overall, they now stand at 2 wins and 1 losses. Game number 1 of 3 here in Brooklyn. The Dodgers take the field here in the first. Get your scorecard. Here's how it lines up defensively for the Dodgers. Camilli at first base. Herman at second. Reese, the shortstop. Vaughn at third. The outfield consists of Medwick in left field. Reeser in center field. And Walker over in right. Owen is behind the plate and on the mound for the Dodgers. The right-hander Higbee. This is Higbee's second start of the season. His record 0-1. He's coming off a loss. After one game, his ERA at 4.5. He will be facing Pirates starter right-hander Blass. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. Cash will lead it off. Dave can be dangerous. Looking for his first hit. 0 for 11. Cash waiting. Higbee focuses in on the target. The pitch. Off-balance swing. Missed. Strike 3. 1 away. Hebner's up hitting second. You can't afford to take him too lightly. Looking for his first hit. 0 for 11. He's walked once. Higbee looking in. He cranks and fires. And Hebner is caught looking. 2 gone. Next batter, Stargell. Stargell belts them all. So far this season, 2 for 9. Willie has homered twice with 2 ribbies. He's walked 3 times. Right-hander Higbee ready. Higbee comes to the plate. Lined to right center. That's good for extra bases. Reeser is chasing it down, but there's nothing he can do. Stargell chugs into second. For Stargell, his first double of the season. Pittsburgh now sends Clemente to bat from the right. He's their cleanup hitter. 2 away. Stargell on at second. Roberto comes up there to hit. To date, batting 4 for 12. Stargell on second. Higbee looking home. Higbee over the offering. Loop to right toward the gap. Walker is after it. Cuts it off on the bounce. Stargell is around third. They're waving Stargell in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate. And he's out by inches. The coach was waving him on with 2 outs. Stargell just doesn't have the wheel. For the Pirates, no runs on 2 hits. They leave 1. Pirates, nothing. Dodgers coming up. For the Pirates, their record now, 1 wins and 2 losses. Having lost 2 in a row. In the league, they're 8 in batting at 146. Tied for second in homers with 3. Third in steals with 1. Fourth in ERA at 2.45. The Pirates take the field here in the first. Manager Anderson sends out his squad this way. Robertson at first base. Cash at second. Alley, the shortstop. Hebner at third. The outfield consists of Stargell in left field, Oliver in center field, and Clemente over in right. Sanguin is behind the plate, and today's slap man for Pittsburgh, the right-hand throwing Blass. This is Blass' second start of the season. His record 1-0. He won his last start. After one game, his ERA at 0. Reeser to lead it off for the Dodgers. Left-handed hitter to face Blass. Heat can hit. So far this season, 7 hits in 15 trips. He's walked once. Reeser knows how to get on base. Blass prepares to come home. Now the delivery. In the air to center. Oliver has it in his sights, and he tucks it away. One down. Reese, bat in hand. A trusty bat so far at the plate. 1 for 9. He's walked 3 times. Reese has patience. Reese waiting for Blast. Sanguin ready to receive. Here's the pitch. Line to right. Clemente will play it on the hop. And Reese is on with a single. Camilli gets set to bat against Blast. One down. Reese on at first for Brooklyn. You can't afford to take him too lightly. To date at bat 3 was 12. 1 homer, 4 ribbies. He's walked twice. Swift-footed Reese at first. Pitcher Blast eyeing Camilli. Now he's ready. The offering. Low and away. And it jumps out of the catcher's mitt. He's after it. It didn't go far, and Reese has to hold first. Ball 1. Camilli stands in again. Now Blast ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on. 1 hop at a second. Shovels to alley for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Camilli beats it out. But they get the lead runner. 2 down. One on. Walker to hit. A sure hitter. On the season, 2 hits in 14 trips. He's walked 3 times. Right-hander Blast ready. Now the pitch. Ground ball to Hebner. He's up with it. This should do it. Throws to second. And the side is retired. For the Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. They couldn't get the runner home. Pittsburgh due up. Robertson, Oliver, and Sanguin due up for Pittsburgh. Robertson will lead off the second. Bats from the right. Robertson, a fair hitter. On the season, 2 for 8. He's walked 3 times. Robertson knows how to get on base. The hitter stands in. Right-hander Higbee goes to the set position. He comes home. A little tapper up the line. Camilli charges, scoops it, and tags Robertson. 1 down. One away. Second inning. Now Oliver to face Higbee. Left side batter. A sure hitter. So far at the plate, 1 for 9. He's walked 3 times. Owen sets up. And the pitch. It's drilled straight at center fielder Reeser. He's there. Whoa! It's over his head. It must have knuckled on him. He's after the ball. He's at the wall. Oliver's around second. He's chugging toward third. There'll be no play on him. That ball was really smoked. For Oliver, his first triple of the season. We have Sanguin coming up to hit. He hits from the right. Oliver hanging out at third. 1 out. The Pirates can count on him to date. 2 for 11. He has 2 RBIs. Higbee put on the rubber. Jaw tightens as he gets a sign. Higbee prepares to come home. Relaxes. Dodgers playing for the out at first. Oliver takes his lead at third. The offering to Sanguin. It's off his elbow. The umpire's calling time. The trainer's out. Sanguin's in pain. It doesn't look good. Manny has tried to walk that one off, but he will have to leave the game. The report from the clubhouse. Sanguin injured for 6 days. Higbee climbs the mound. His motion stopped. Righty against righty. Higbee is ready to fire it in. Pirates manager Anderson looking at his score sheet. Sanguin is injured. Who are you going to call? Anderson will hustle May out to run for him. He'll likely keep him in to catch. Interesting concept. May is not fleet of foot. Let me rephrase that. He's a lead foot. 2 on. Alley for a hit. Not in there for his bat. To date, 1 for 10. Gene has 1 homer on the season. He can be fanned. He stands in. Higbee on the rubber. Eyes locked in on Owen for the sign. Owen sets up. Infield is back. The runners take their lead. The delivery from Higbee. Hit in the air. Left field. Medwick is going back, and he makes the catch. Oliver is tagging. Oliver is headed home. Here comes the throw. May is taking second. Oliver will score. The throw is cut off by Vaughn. The play at second. And he's out by inches. And the Pirates go ahead by a run, 1-0 here in the second. That gives Alley 2 RBI on the season. The half for the Pirates. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. And they go ahead in the game. After 1.5, 1-0 Pirates. Medwick, Vaughn, and Owen due up for Brooklyn. May will stay in the game. He'll be catching for Pittsburgh. Here's Medwick to start it off. He has the talent to do some damage so far at the plate. 3 hits in 13 trips. Blass looking in at the target. Blass comes to the plate. Batted hard on the ground toward right. Diving stop by Cash. Throws. And he makes the play to first. And there's 1 away. Here comes Vaughn to take his cuts. You can count on Archie on the season. 6 for 13. Blass prepared to work. Blass comes home. Vaughn bounces 1 toward short. Grabbed on 2 hops by Alley. Makes the throw. And Vaughn is out at first. And that's the second out. Dodgers hitter Owen. A trusty bat to date. 2 for 13. Owen waiting. Bat stirring slightly. Right-hander Blass. Ready. He delivers. Slashed into the hole. Cash to his left. He has it. Over to Robertson. Owen is gone. 3 away. So the Dodgers go quietly. Dodgers still with a 1-run deficit. For Pittsburgh here in the third. Blass, Cash, and Hebner. Here's Blass to start it off. Offensively this season, he's 1 for 2. He's given himself up once. Blass waiting for Higbee. Higbee is ready to fire it in. Higbee comes to him. Swing and a miss. Hang up a K for Higbee. 1 away. Cash coming up. Cash stands in. Higbee looking home. Higbee brings it home. Texas Leaguer to left. Cash is around first and holds as the throw comes into second. He's on with a single. And that's his first hit this season. Hebner, bat in hand. Cash will take a big lead. He has the speed. Higbee looking in at the target. He delivers. On the outside corner. No, it just missed the plate. And Hebner will get down to first. Higbee paws the dirt. To be effective, he needs that pitch. And Cash moves to second. Here's Stargell. The Pirates have 1 down. Cash at second. Hebner at first. Stargell steps in. Higbee put on the rubber. Checks Cash at second. The runners take their lead. He delivers. Stargell hits a frozen rope. Straightaway center. Right there is Reeser, and he gloves it for the putout. Both runners are tagging, but they're holding them as the throw comes back in. Well, runners at first and second, 2 away. The top of the third inning. Next up, Clemente. He's their cleanup hitter. An RBI opportunity for Roberto. Catcher Owen sets his target. The pitch. Called strike, and they've got Hebner off first. Owen throws down, and they get him. Picked off. They had him leaning. Pirates gone. The half for the Pirates. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. So the Pirates fail to capitalize on the runner. We've played 2.5. Dodgers still down by 1. Herman, Higbee, and Reeser due up for Brooklyn. Here's Herman to start it off. Billy has been a reliable hitter to date at bat. 4 for 9. He's walked 3 times. Pitcher Blast eyeing Herman. Now he's ready. He wheels and deals. Fastball high. Free pass to Herman, and Billy takes first. Okay, the Dodgers have nobody out. Herman on first. Higbee's up. Offensively this season, he's 0 for 1. Herman has the speed to score on a double. Higbee gets in there. Blast now set. The delivery. He squares, bunted hard toward first. Robertson has it, looks at second, and goes there just in time. Good heads-up play. 1 down. All right, Reeser walks up. Pete is their leadoff man for Brooklyn. 1 out. Higbee down at first. Higbee on first is not speedy. Batter waits. Now Blast ready. Blast kicks and delivers. High fly ball to center. Oliver is racing to the track. He brings it down. That's out number 2. Higbee retreats quickly. For Brooklyn, 2 away, 1 on. Right-handed batter Reese steps up to face Blast. Blast looking in at the target. Blast kicks and delivers. Bouncer to Cash. He flips the alley at second. And they get him. 3 down. For the Dodgers. No runs on no hits. 1 left. They had a chance but could not convert. We've played 3. Dodgers down 1-0. Clemente, Robertson, and Oliver due up for Pittsburgh. Okay. Clemente will start it off here in the 4th. The hitter stands in. Higbee looking in at the target. He brings it in. That's batted to the right side. Camilli feels it. And he beats Clemente to first. 1 down. Well, Robertson comes out to face Higbee. Bats right. 1 gone. Robertson relaxes himself at the plate. Now Higbee ready. Higbee into the wind. Smash toward the gap in right center. Reeser's after it. It's off his glove. Robertson is digging. He's around second. Heading for third. Here's Reeser's throw. Safe ahead of the ball. Score without a single for Robertson. Reeser picks up an error. The Pirates have one away. Robertson at third. We have Oliver coming up to hit. Higby climbs the mound. Higby has a sign. Dodgers playing for the out at first. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. They check with the third base ump. He went around. 2 away. And he gets a big strikeout with Robertson threatening on third. 2 down. 4th inning. 1 on. May the hit. Milk can be dangerous. This is his second game on the year. 0 for 1. The hitter stands in. Higby looking in at the target. Robertson and third base are good friends. The pitch to May. Grounded hard to Reese. And he spears it. The throw to first. And he's gone. That'll do it for Pittsburgh. No runs on 1 hit. 1 misadventure for the Dodgers. 1 left. So the Pirates fail to capitalize on the runner. The score is still 1-0 Pittsburgh as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Dodgers now send up the heart of their order to face Blass, Camilli, Walker, and Medwick. Here's Camilli to lead it off. Blass poised. The offering. Camilli started to go round, but he checked his swing in time. He takes a walk to first. Walker is up next. Camilli at first has wheeled. Blass looking in. Camilli 2 full strides off first. Camilli is off and running. Blass brings it, and Walker bounces it to the left side. It scoots through the infield. Shortstop Alley was at second base, and he poked it right through the hole. Speedy Camilli drives into third, and Walker is on with a single. A textbook hit and run. Two on. Next to bat for Brooklyn is Medwick from the right. 1 RBI for Joe this season. He rarely strikes out. Blass sets up on the rubber again. Pitcher Blass set to go. Infield deep. The runners take their lead. The offering to Medwick. Medwick pops it up behind the plate. May tosses the mask away. Moves under it. And makes the catch. 1 away. Vaughn the hit. Dodgers with 2 on. Second base is open. 1 down. Down by 1. Archie has 1 RBI on the season. He almost always puts the ball into play. Blass climbs the mound. Blass takes a sign from May. Checks the runners. Infield is back. Camilli into a little shuffle at third. The offering. Popped up behind third. Alley is over into foul territory. Waves off Hebner and makes the catch. 2 away. Two down, 2 on. Second base is open. Down by 1. The bottom of the 4th inning. Owen is stepping up to hit against Blass. He's a right-handed batter. On the season, only 1 RBI so far for Mickey. Owen steps up to the plate. Blass is on the slab. Checks the runners. Camilli into a little shuffle at third. Here's a pitch from Blass. Easy bounce out of Cash. He feels it. Over to Alley, covering second. For out number 3. The half for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 2. An opportunity wasted after 4. It's still 1-0 Pirates. The Pirates will have Alley, Blass, and Cash here in the 5th. Here's Alley to lead it off. He bats right. Gene, not a slugger. Batter waits. Catcher ready. He lets it go. Alley chops it toward Camilli. He backs up and plays the big hop. He waves off Higby and takes it himself. 1 away. One down, nobody on for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh now sends Blast to bat from the right. Blast stands in. Owen crouched down now. Here's a pitch from Higbee. Cut on, way out in front. Strike 3. 2 away. Okay, Cash comes out to face Higbee. Bats right. Cash is 1 for 2. In the box now. Right-handed Higbee goes to the set position. Higbee comes to him. He swings, but he held up. And it's ball 4. Dave takes his base on the walk. That was Cash's first walk of the season. 2 away, 5th inning, 1 on. We have Hebner coming up to hit. He bats left. Hebner walked and made out once. Hebner now ready. Higbee gets set to pitch. They're holding Cash. But he's well off the bag. And now the pitch just inside. And Cash takes off to second. The throw. Safe. That's his first steal of the season. Hebner ready to take on Higbee again. Higbee is ready to fire it in. Cash moves another step away from second. He wheels and deals. Cut on. Way out in front. Side retired. 6th strikeout for Higbee. That'll do it for Pittsburgh. Nothing across. There were no errors. 1 left. So the Pirates failed to capitalize on the runner. Dodgers still with a 1-run deficit. For Brooklyn here in the 5th. Herman, Higbee, and Reeser. Herman to lead it off for the Dodgers. And he hacks from the right. Catcher May sets his target. Blast into the wind. Herman slaps it on the ground toward right. This one has eyes right between Cash and Robertson for a base hit. Herman couldn't have thrown it in a better spot. The tying run is on. Higbee is the next hitter. And the fans are giving him a hand. Herman at first can run. Blast climbs the mound. Blast has a sign. Righty against righty. Now glances at Herman. Big hole on the right side. Herman not wandering too far. He squares. He brings it home. Bunted down the first base line. Robertson charges, gloves it. He flips the Cash, covering in time. Higbee sacrifices. Herman moves down to second. The tying run is now at second base. For Brooklyn, 1 gone, 1 on. Now Reeser to face Blast. Reeser 0 for 2. Blast has asked for a new ball. He's rubbing it up. Pete at the plate, leans in. Blast is on the slab. Checks Herman at second. Blast spins and fires to second. It's right there. The tag, he's back. Now Blast is set again. He cranks and fires. Swung on and missed. Blast pulled a string, and Reeser was way out in front. 2 down. All right, for Brooklyn. 2 gone, 1 on. Reese up the bat, batting second. Pee-wee, 1 for 2. Blast wipes sweat from his hands. Reese steps up to the plate. He rubs out a little chalk at the back of the box. Waits for the pitch. Blast put on the rubber. Pitcher Blast eyeing Reese. Now he's ready. The pitch. High fly ball to center. Oliver drifts under it, moves in, and makes the catch. That's 3 away. The line for the Dodgers. No runs on one hit. They leave one. They had a chance but could not convert. Dodgers trailing by one. The Pirates now send up the heart of their order to face Higbee. The 3, 4, 5 hitters. Stargell, Clemente, and Robertson. Stargell will start it off here in the 6th. He bats left-handed. Willie, a strong hitter. The slugger stands in. Now Higbee, ready. The pitch. Outside. And it just barely misses. That's the base on balls. Higbee thinks the ump squeezed the plate. Now coming to bat for the Pirates, Clemente. He has some power. Stargell at first not known for his speed. Clemente waiting for Higbee. Higbee now set. Higbee over the offering. Grounded to Reese. Flips to Herman at second. They get him. Over to first. Double play. Robertson is up next. Robertson has a hit in 2 at-bats. Right-handed Higbee goes to the set position. Higbee brings it to the plate. A blast to right. Way back. It's gone. He just went with a pitch. So Robertson has his first homer of the season. And the Pirates now lead 2-0. That's Robertson's first run batted in of the season. Oliver coming up. Al has a hit in 2 trips, and he scored a run. Al ready. Owen sets up. Here's the delivery. A screaming liner, but right at Camilli. He snatches it in midair. That was an atom ball. Pirates gone. For the Pirates, a run on 1 hit. No errors. They leave none. They give themselves a little room. The score now stands 2-0 Pirates as we head for the bottom of the 6th inning. The Dodgers now send up the heart of their order to face Blast, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. Camilli, Walker, and Medwick. To get it going for the Dodgers here, Camilli, he bats left-handed. Dolph ready. Blast gets set to work on him. The delivery. Half swing. Oh. Dolph went too far. Out on strikes. 1 away. Walker up to hit. He's their cleanup hitter. He'll wait for his pitch. May crouched down now. Now the pitch. Walker hits a comebacker. Blast knocks it down. Barehands it and throws to first. Close play. And the ump calls Walker out. Medwick is the next hitter. Medwick is 0 for 2. Blast prepares to come home. The pitch. Medwick lofts a routine fly ball to center. Oliver drifts under it and hauls it in. Side retired. So the Dodgers are retired in order. The score is still 2-0 Pittsburgh as we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Pirates will send out the bottom of the lineup. May, Alley, and Blast. May to lead it off for the Pirates. He hits from the left. Milt has some pop in his bat. Higbee looking in. Higbee comes home. Line drive to third. Hits over his head. And May is on with a single. And that's his first hit this season. No one out. 7th inning. 1 on. Alley walks up. Gene, not a slugger. May, at first, not known for his speed. In the box now. Owen, ready to receive. The pitch. Alley bruises one, heading for the gap in left center. But Medwick flags it down on the first bounce. May around second. But the coach flashes the stop sign, and he puts on the brakes. As the throw comes in, a pair of singles for Pittsburgh. Next up, pitcher Glass. May at second, Alley at first, no one out. Batter facing Higbee. Higbee poised. Infield looking for the bunt. The pitch, he squares. Bunted to the right side. Camilli picks it up. Looks at third. Now turns and flips to first in time for the out. Glass has himself a successful sacrifice, and the runners move up. One gone, two on, second and third. We have Cash coming up to hit. He's the top of the order. He had a hit earlier. Not a lot of power, hard to strike out. He doesn't want to lose a plate here. Higbee has asked for a new ball. He's rubbing it up. Goes to his hat. Higbee wipes sweat from his hands. The ump wants to look at the ball. Now he returns it to Higbee. So now the batter stands in. Tugs at his cap. Now ready. Right-hander Higbee ready. Infield deep. May the step off third. The pitch to Cash. Lined shot to right toward the line. Walker got a late jump. He's back. Reaches over his shoulder and makes the catch. Both runners tag. Walker turns and sets. They're waving May in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate, and he's safe. Slid around the tag. The run scored. Cash picks up a sac fly and an RBI. And Alley holds at second. It's now 3-0 ball game. That's Cash's first run batted in of the season. Okay for Pittsburgh. Alley on second, 2 away, the top of the 7th inning. Here's Hebner to hit for the Pirates. Batting left. Ritchie can pop it. And here comes Dodgers manager McCoy. He's asking Higbee for the ball. He'll go to the bullpen. The lefty French will try to stall Pittsburgh. So Higbee goes 6 2/3. The line on him, 3 runs. So far on 8 hits. A homer. Walk 3. He struck out 6. He's responsible for the runner. He can only lose it. So a solid performance from Higbee, but he cannot win this game. For French, this is his first appearance. He's a southpaw. He's looking for 1 out. French takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go. French prepares to come home. Alley edges a bit more off second. The pitch swung on. Bounced toward the mound. French knocks it down. Now he has it. He goes to first for the 3rd out. The line for the Pirates. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. They give Blast some extra room. The score now stands 3-0 Pirates as we head for the bottom of the 7th inning. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch. Vaughn, Owens, and Herman due up for Brooklyn. Vaughn will get it started for the Dodgers. He's a port sider. Archie, not a slugger. Blast is ready to fire it in. To the plate. That's batted to the right side. Robertson fields it. And he outraces Vaughn to the bag for the do-it-yourself putout. One away. Owen up there. Batter ready. Blast will go to work on him. Blast into the wind. Fastball bounced up the middle. Cash over. And it's through. Base hit for Owen. Right-handed batter Herman now walks out to bat. One away. Owen on at first for Brooklyn. Not a home run threat. May sets up. The pitch. Hooked down the right field line. Will it stay fair? Fair ball, but Clemente is right there to make a fine running catch. Two away. Owen gets back to first as the throw comes in. Dodgers hitter French. Larry taking his first at bat of the season. French steps up to the plate. Pitcher Blast set to go. Blast comes to the plate. Lined hard over first. Clemente races over. He cuts it off in the corner. Owen is around third. They're waving him in. Here comes the throw home. Here's a play at the plate, and Owen safe easily. And Brent holds with a double. So the double scores one. That was reliever Brent, who took it to Blast, helping his team. The Dodgers are on the board, trimming the lead. Reeser up for Brooklyn. French down at second, two down. Reeser is 0 for 3. Reeser waits. Right-hander Blast ready. The pitch. It's back to him at the mound. He gloves it. Throws to first. Dodgers go down. That'll do it for Brooklyn. A run on 2 hits. 1 left. They score, but still trail by 2. Dodgers behind the Pirates 3-1, and they'll try to hold them until the 8th. The Pirates now send up the heart of their order to face French. The 3, 4, 5 hitters. Stargell, Clemente, and Robertson. Okay. To get it going for the Pirates here. Stargell, left side batter. Stargell relaxes himself at the plate. Left-handed French goes to the set position. Here's the delivery. Healthy cut by Stargell. Base hit right field. And Stargell will hold it first as the throw comes into second. He's on with a single. Willie with his second hit in this game. No outs. 8th inning. 1 on. Clemente is stepping up to hit against French. Clemente is 1 for 3. Roberto steps up. French focuses in on the target. Pirates manager Anderson looking at his score sheet. We have a pause in the action here. There will be a runner for Stargell, first base. Kleins is headed out there now. Kleins is a thief. French will keep an eye on him. French gets set to work on him. And now the pitch. Just inside. There goes Kleins. Owen guns it down. The slide. The tag. They won't get Kleins this time. That's his first steal of the season. And that's the Pirates' second stolen base in this game. So Clemente will get back in there. French prepared to work. Kleins moves quietly toward third. He lets it go. That's sky to right center. Medium deep. Reeser roams over. He calls. can of corn. Klein's held up, and now he tags, but they'll hold him there as the ball is returned to the infield. Robertson will bat next for Pittsburgh. A right-sider for Pittsburgh. One gone. Runner on second. Robertson had his first homer earlier in this game. Robertson has 2 hits and 3 trips. French is ready to fire it in. Klein's moves another step away from second. He brings it home. Popped high to the left side. Vaughn drifts back. Back! He stabs for it and makes the catch. That's 2. And Klein's holds it second. Here we go for Pittsburgh. 2 down, 1 on. Oliver up the bat. Oliver 1 for 3, and he scored a run. Oliver settles himself in the box. Catcher ready. Klein's now with an aggressive lead. Quick move to the plate. Swung on. Hit hard to Reese. He'll go to first. 3 down. That'll do it for Pittsburgh. No runs on 1 hit. They cannot add to their lead after 7.5. It's still 3-1. Pirates. Pittsburgh will now face the Brooklyn strength. Reese, Camilli, and Walker. The skipper has to do something with Klein's. He'll keep Gene in the game. Now playing left field for the Pirates. Reese will get it started for the Dodgers. He bats right. Reese can get on for you. Blast will go to work on him. The offering. He inside outs it to right. Not very deep. Clemente charges in hard, and he one-hands it to retire. Reese, 1 away. One down, 8th inning. Here's left-handed Camilli to take his swings. Dolph walked once. He's 0 for 2. On deck. Walker throws the dirt. Batter facing Blast. Right-handed Blast goes to the set position. Blast with the pitch. Swung on. A squiver in front of the plate. Blast is in. Picks it up. Spins, fires to first in time. Walker walks up. He's their cleanup hitter. Base is empty. 2 outs. Walker 1 for 3. Batter set. Blast is ready to fire it in. And the pitch comes in. Walker clubs a high drive. Deep to right. It could be Clemente to the track, and he takes it at the wall. Walker just missed it. Side retired. So the Dodgers go quietly. Dodgers behind the Pirates 3-1, and they'll try to hold them until the 9th. The Pirates will send out the bottom of the lineup. May, Alley, and Blast. May will start it off here in the 9th. May waiting for French. Left-hander French ready. French winds and fires. High fly ball right field. Walker trots over, taps the glove. Makes the catch. 1 away. One away. 9th inning. Alley is out to take his hacks. He stands in. Owen sets up. Here comes the pitch. On the hand. It's a slow roller toward Vaughn. He charges. Scoops it over to first. Just in time. 2 away. Two gone. Pitcher blasts up. Hitting 9th. Blast gets in there. French looking home. Pirates skipper Anderson walking down the bench. You can mark pitcher Blast out for the Pirates. Anderson not letting him bat. Stennett will now hit for him. That's right. He shoulders the bat. He'll take his time getting to the box. So Glass gets his innings. He pitched 8. He yielded 1 earned run on 5 hits. He stands to win it. Stennett coming up. Pretty good with a stick. Stennett waiting. French looking in at the target. He brings it in. It's popped up in the air to the left side. Reese comes in. He's under it. And he makes the catch. That's the 3rd out. The Dodgers retire the side in order. Dodgers still with a 2-run deficit. For Brooklyn, it'll be Medwick, Vaughn, and Owen. Justy is coming on in relief for Pittsburgh. The right-hander, Justy, enters this game with a 0 ERA. This is his 2nd appearance. He's worked 1/3 of an inning. It's his game to save. Here's Medwick to lead it off, and he hacks from the right. Justy is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Justy climbs the mound, shakes off the sign. Now May is running out to the mound. They're talking it over. And now May is trotting back. Here we go. Righty against righty. Justy kicks and deals. Grounded hard wide of 3rd. Hebner just reaches it. Over to 1st. In time for the out. Notch 1. The Dodgers with only 2 outs left. Next to bat for Brooklyn is Vaughn. They want to see him get on. He'll wait for his pitch. Justy sets up on the rubber. Rotates the ball slowly, almost imperceptibly, in his hand. Justy to the wind. In the air to center. Oliver has it in his sights, and he tucks it away. 2 gone. We have Owen coming up to hit. He hits from the right. 2 away. Mickey 1 for 3. And he scored a run. In the box now. Justy gets set to pitch. The offering from Justy. Slash to right. It's in there. Clemente fields it. Owen starts for second. But he's quickly back as the throw comes into the alley. Single for Owen. Second hit for Owen in the game. Herman comes out to face Justy. That's right. For Brooklyn. Owen on at first. 2 away. Billy in 3 appearances, 1 hit, 1 free pass. Not a home run threat. Wait. What's this? Herman is limping toward the dugout. Hurt. Oh, he's hurt. He's talking it over with manager McCoy. Now he's limping back out. At the plate, he stops now. He's clearly injured, but he'll bat. He refuses to come out. So here we go. Still after his first 4 bagger this season. Herman pulls at his sleeve, tugs at his belt. Justy shakes out his right arm. Billy stands in. He rubs out a little chalk at the back of the box. Leans in. Now Justy ready. The delivery. Herman bounces one toward short. Grabbed on 2 hops by Alley. Makes the throw. And that's the last out of the game. So it goes. The Dodgers lose. And the Pirates take it. Pittsburgh shuts down the Dodgers. Bats for the 6th hitter. Here's the line for the Pirates. 3 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They leave 6 for the Dodgers. A run on 6 hits. 1 miscue for the Dodgers. And they leave 7. Blass gets the win. His second. His record now 2-0. Higby takes the loss. His second. His record now 0-2. The save goes to Justy. His first. So the Pirates gain a step for the Pirates. Overall, they now stand at 2-2 for the Dodgers. Overall, 2-2. In the next game, the Dodgers will have another try. And this game is in the books. Ernie Harwell and WAPBA leaving you from Brooklyn. Final score: Pittsburgh Pirates 3, Brooklyn Dodgers 1.